The tip went through. So guess what? That motherfucker who allegedly called, I still got their tip. I gotta replay a dono, but let me get done. Right when I go, I guarantee that motherfucker is gonna. Right when I go, he's gonna take that drink in, and then he's gonna like, I didn't get my food. Well, fuck you. You got your food. I took a fucking picture, and I wrote down your fucking address, you bitch. It's like fucking pizza on a tortilla. Let's see. Let's go by his house. See if he got his drink yet. Yeah, I guarantee if I come back later, there's not going to be a drink there. It's my time again. Processed ingredients, fake ingredients, sausage and pepper. It's fucking crapola. I might have leaked the address. Save it by getting that crust all crispy. We're gonna throw it on the pizza steel. The rest of this pizza, I'm throwing it on the pizza steel. Try to have a saving grace here, chat. I'm trying to do a saving grace here. Put it on a pizza steel. Winning! 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 Plus, I know where you live. If I need to go back, I'll go back there and take a shit on your fucking porch. I'll fucking take a shit on your door.
Here in pool play. You realize that complexity.
Where am I going?
Yeah. They were able to shut them up. There must have been some back and forth throughout that we didn't see. Didn't get to hear all the behind-the-scenes drama. But Frosty just steps up, lets them know that they are more clutch. FaZe icing it up when they need to.
Yeah.
Closing out a crucial game one in a so close 4-3.
Yeah, that one was that was a heartbreaker for Complexity, without a doubt. They did practically everything right there in those critical moments that you would want them to come up clutch. They did it, Complexity. But when it matters most, FaZe Clan, they always find that next level that they have to hit in order to push forward into the series, in order to push forward with the dub. Truly incredible stuff. But I think what this shows us here, Dave, is that we got ourselves a little bit of a series here. I wouldn't be shocked if this goes to 5 with how Complexity is playing. They just got to bring that same kind of firepower into map 2 and 3.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, it's so tough, like, for Complexity there. I felt like they played so well. They had it to the very end.
Yeah.
And FaZe just made one concentrated, perfect push together. Nobody panicked on the FaZe side as they made that last push. They took their time. Eventually, somebody was able to get towards back tower, took over tower, and they took over the hill and get 3 kills. And Rain was the only one left standing that could have tried to get a stop. Obviously, you're not going to win a 1v3 or 1v4 against FaZe. And that just closed it out for them at the end. And this play by Snake by 2 over at Green, staying alive for so long in a situation where they didn't have full control.
Yeah.
It was just like this half setup where they had Nest side, and he continually held the left side or the Nest side of Green.
Yeah, very well played there by the captain, of course. Well played there by both squads, but it is going to be FaZe who manage to get themselves a crucial map 1 victory here. Live Fire, King of the Hill. Now we move forward. Slayer, Solitude. What do we have in store here as Complexity, this is a great opportunity, right? It's a good map for some shenanigans. It's a good opportunity for guys like, Ayooo to, be able to move around the map efficiently. You can set up breaking shot with snipe and let him just go to town. There's a lot of win conditions, Dave, for Complexity in this one.
A lot of opportunities there, but they also just have to bounce back from the last one. Those ones can be an emotional roller coaster as you're through a game that you're like, all right, especially when they got up 3-2 in that game. They're like, 3-2, we just got to hold them out for, oh wait, Snakebite's already in there, and Snakebite's not getting out of the green hill.
No,
so that's a tough one, and then losing those back-to-back, especially when it was in their hands. The end of the game was in their hands, but we are going to go on to Slayer's Solitude. You got the camo, you got the shock rifle, and you got a whole lot of ground in the bottom mill where people can be sneaky.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm just going to say this, a little aside. It's kind of cool. Phase red, Complexity blue, and they're both red and blue. So this way, my eyes don't
That's
get
your
confused.
takeaway from all that?
That's my takeaway.
I'm talking complex strategies here on the map. Like,
I just thought, I was like, oh, they're the same color.
Christmas is blue and green.
No. All right, well, seems like we had a technical issue. So
It's all good. We got turmoil within the teams. Renegade betraying Snakebite. I don't know what's going on with these guys.
Yeah, I don't know. So much is happening. I did realize, though, maybe the sides need to be flipped. I don't know. I'm crazy. In any case, so let's see. How does Complexity, right? Who do they lean on in this game? And I do believe, based off of what we saw in that map one, breaking shots.
Breaking shot for sure. Like, I know there's always that fallacy that's called out, like the hot hand fallacy.
Yeah.
I agree in the sense that maybe when it comes to like placing a bet or certain things like that, yes, there's obviously a fallacy in there. But there is something to it when somebody's on fire, when it's their day.
Yeah.
Especially in a game like Halo where it's who's making the correct decisions. You have to make, you have 50 different options to do, and you have a few that are the great options. And in Halo, when those players are making those right options, hitting the shots, and everything's going right for them, you can expect that sort of fire to carry through on a series. And so in a spot like that, if it's a question of, hey, we have a shock rifle and we have time to drop it and to give it to somebody, you give it to your player who's on fire.
Yeah, you certainly
You
do.
every time.
One of those individuals who has had, on the FaZe side, a decent amount of success this weekend has been Royal 2. We're talking a lot about Frosty, but Royal 2 has been a bit of a X factor at times for this team, especially with the way that he posts up and gives them so many resources to work with how he really just plays the map so efficiently. That being said, though, you could pretty much make the stats without anyone on FaZe, and I think you'd be perfectly fine because each player has had, I would say, throughout the day, each player has had a moment, like a shining moment, whether it's on the objective, whether it's on the slays. And Wes said he wanted to see this FaZe team really, work on that objective efficiency, even though we're going into Slayer. I felt like if we were in a similar position in SLC with FaZe, Dave, I think they would have lost that live fire King of the Hill game from SLC. So you can see that work that has been put in.
Yeah,
by
and
Snakebite and the team.
And that's what people always talk about. Like, as you're going through and practicing, you want to be able to perform when you're at your arguably worst or the worst case scenario situations. And right there it really was a very bad scenario for FaZe. The other team had the full hill, they had full set, they had one push to do.
Yeah.
They spread out perfectly, they made the push, and that's just from all those years of practice, of training, of talking through VOD and talking through those situations. Like, all right, backs against the wall, we got to make a push here. Who's the one that's first going in? Who has the opportunity to make the entry play?
FaZe fans and FaZe have to feel pretty confident coming into Halo World Championship 2024 with that HCS warm-up victory, same as they did last year. FaZe are looking to see if history, better yet, if lightning can strike twice for the boys in red. But this has been one of, if not the most competitive years of the HCS ever. And it is truly anyone's tournament to win. All of these teams have an opportunity to be able to do it. It just comes down to who is going to put up in those moments. And as we kick things off with Frosty, he gets bombarded by a lot of grenades. You need to see if they can get this camo here, Dave.
Dude, I love watching Rain's POV on here. He's always looking like he's confused. He's like, I thought you said he was behind me, man. Like, he's always... I just get that sense from him that he's confused, even though whether he's getting a triple kill or overkill or whatever, it's a confusing overkill.
Yeah, he's got an intent face. That's what you want out of a player. I wouldn't want a guy who's looking all happy-go-lucky up there. Send him back. 6-4 in the count here, just starting things off, and You're starting to see FaZe get a little bit of this early-ish control, just trying to muscle them out of those key positions. And now that they have this camouflage too, Frosty's given them so much intel. And I love the different approaches we've been seeing, Dave, to how players have been playing with this camouflage. Uh-oh. That was a Mario stomp right there, if I've ever seen one.
And oddly enough, you know that he's practiced that where he knows he can jump on someone's head and get the back smack there.
Because if I did that,
otherwise he wouldn't have risked that. He wouldn't have risked any chance that it was like a front melee or anything like that. So he's practiced that, which is frightening.
Which is frightening. I like you just say that with like, that's how you end the sentence. We just practice that.
Which is frightening.
This is frightening.
Period.
Yeah, I'm horrified. He's too good. Still though, anyone's game, complexity, they're keeping this one very, very close. 3 kills separating them. At any point in time, Cole can find that opportunity, but could be a triple kill for Snakebite. Instead, he's gonna have to just suffice for a double. But he'll take that 4-kill lead here for sure for FaZe. And his players, they're putting in some work here at the bottom of the map. Royal 2 just trying to tag as many players as he can, get involved in the fight, but also play his life if he can.
Royal 2 just gonna hunt over here at U-turn. Almost gets turned on, but not likely to happen against someone like Royal 2. That's just be kills traded back and forth here. When things get chaotic here, I don't almost say Slayer any mode. People are going to keep rejoining the fights.
Yeah.
They're going to make sure that they're not just going to sit back and say, all right, we'll wait for the next spawners and stuff. They're going to say, I can sit on the outskirts here and join this battle a little bit. And then you get sucked in. You're like, well, maybe I'll just go over near the Prius and go fight from there.
Exactly. And
all of a sudden, you're in the midst of the fight.
Yeah, you're right in the middle of the action.
You're back in the middle of it.
And now you're up by 8. It seems like FaZe, though, they are not allowing complexity any of those opportunities, any of those clean fights. It has been just brutal for FaZe every single time complexity looks to set something up. Someone from FaZe is there to immediately disrupt it, and it's been coming off of a lot of these camo plays too that we've been seeing from earlier from Frosty and now from Snake. I really just giving them info because they know exactly where they are.
Also interesting enough that those grenades are hitting Snakebite right there. I don't think they even spotted him, but it must just be such a common spot to hold as you got this center map set up. That people are saying, it's very difficult when somebody's over at that plasma corner. Let's just make sure we pre-nade that, get them out of there, flush them out, and then actually move across the center of the map.
Yeah, it's like, but it's the fact that you got to do that work.
Yes.
and you got to put effort to do that work. And while that's happening, you're already going to be down by a sizable amount here, right? Because when that happened, they went down by 10. And now look at the scoreboard. I mean, it's just astronomically different here, right? FaZe have just added so much more cushion for themselves that at this point, they could just be a little bit more ginger with how they want to approach this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just sitting in the driver's seat right now. It is much more comfortable here where you're not feeling like you have to make perfect plays and perfect 2-for-1s or anything like that, but also helps when you have someone like Renegade who's also just going to turn that into a near double kill.
But we have seen these leads in the past diminish in a heartbeat. Whether or not that happens to FaZe here, obviously yet to be seen. But complexity, if they can get that opening, if they can get 2 players down and start to coordinate together and get the next 4, that would be the best possible situation for them to start to get those spawns in their favor. But it is not happening. I mean, the snowball is real, and on top of that, FaZe got themselves another camo.
Yeah, but I like the way that Snakebite's playing this camo.
Yeah.
Just decided to shoot right away. He doesn't have to be the sneaky player that's going to try to get a back smack during a flank. Instead, hold numbers with your teammates, shoot them across the map, and then where the opportunity presents itself, he can be a little sneakier if he wants to be.
Yeah. And the sneakiness certainly paid off there for Snakebite. Gets himself 2 players, 2 more down. That's going to be 38-20, an 18 frag lead for FaZe here at the Halo World Championship, showing that, hey, they are quite good at that Slayer game time.
I know you said before sometimes we'll see like a 10-kill lead disappear after a setup, but we rarely see a 20-kill lead.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more...
So this one's going to be very, very tough for complexity. I actually don't know if I've seen a comeback from this large of a deficit, so complexity might have to go back to the drawing board and be focused on game number 3.
There's no other choice that they have here if it keeps going like this. 8 kills remaining here for FaZe. A dominant performance in game 2 here on the main stage. Complexity left scrambling. What happened? What went wrong? It kind of feels like he got hit with a sledgehammer. Nice win there for Rain, but it's okay because Royal 2 will pick up that kill, and each and every time you get that trade, it's great for FaZe. You only need 5.
Dragon Chalk gonna try to close this one out here a little bit. get a couple more kills, make it a little bit more respectable, but end of the day, this one, it's over, as we talked about, Golden Boy.
Yeah. But then again, imagine.
I could imagine. It's
Like-
the Halo World Championship, and I would pop off with them as well. I doubt I'd do a good job commentating towards the final 5 kills if Complexity were able to bring this one back, but you know, we will have to see. But there's a start of it, if anything. There's a killing spree.
Yeah.
Now we just need to see 21 more kills.
Now we just need to see 21 more kills. But you know what, though, Dave? I did say previously that I felt like one of the big things that they needed to do, get 2 players put in a really bad spot and then try and, you know, test your luck that way. And, hey, they did it. The problem is they did it when they only have 4 kills left to give. And now you have 1 more remaining. Snakebite's got himself the camo. It ain't gonna matter. It's gonna be a back whack to end it, and that will be all she wrote on map 2.
Also, sometimes it's a sense of pride too, like denying them getting like a final cap, or in this case, denying them a stake. So they made it a 50-31 game. Respectable there, given that it was down to such a big deficit. But either way, FaZe dominating game 2 after barely squeaking out game 1.
All right, well, FaZe up 2-0. And this is an opportunity here for Complexity. Take a little bit of a bathroom break, you know, chill out a bit, right? Talk about what's been going on.
Absolutely, especially if you don't feel like you have much momentum. If you have an opportunity to take a quick break, throw them off a little bit, like do any sort of thing you can. I feel like that's just what the best option is when you're in that position. Generally, if things are going well for you, like, hey, let's jump into the next game right away.
Yeah,
things aren't going so hot, and the series has been going a while. It's like, hey, actually, need to take a break. Give us 5 minutes. Time out.
Well, good news for Complexity fans as we get ready for map number 3. Statistically speaking, at least, like both teams pretty much coming at this one with similar expectations, you know, with a 1-2 record. But let's not forget that, you know, you got a FaZe Clan team that really is hitting, Dave. Like they're not missing any shots. The pushes have been clean. The coordination has been immaculate. Honestly, it's quite scary to see the way that they have been coordinating so efficiently here. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge.
It will be a challenge. The one thing I've also noticed, it feels like obviously both teams played so incredibly well during game 1, but during game 2, the thing that I mainly noticed was when FaZe started to get a lead, they kept that pace up quite a bit and kept that pressure on. So it felt like you'd see all these members of Complexity kind of continue to fall in these traps, and anytime there's that chaotic, like, neutral situation, it felt like FaZe would get a kill or 2 and then just keep rolling that advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I didn't feel like that from Complexity. I felt like a lot of Complexity's kills were like kind of answer kills, and then couldn't really be transitioned into much after that. It wasn't like they could get 2 kills and then like go for a spawn trap over near hotel.
Outside of that first hill that Cole got, where they looked like in firm control, and Ryan Noob got the second camo, and they were doing everything right. That was probably the most control that we saw from Cole in this series. And I
mean, throughout that, all throughout that King of the Hill game, they had many times where they were in really strong control.
Yeah, they had
game number 2, I didn't really see that one single time.
Yeah, but I never really felt confident, right, in Complexity's, you know, when we got down to the wire and Complexity made that push happen in map 1, then I'm like, okay, great. This is Complexity's biggest opportunity here to be able to squeak by with a win. But then when that doesn't happen, when you get stopped at the front door like that, the way that Complexity did, that is a tough one to dig yourself out of. So that Slayer Solitude score does not shock me all that much, considering that a lot went into that map 1 game 1, and it just did not play out in their favor. So they will need to do it here on Recharge Strongholds, but good news is that it's Recharge Strongholds, right? Opportunities for players like Ryan Noob to do some magic here, right? For Rain to slay, for Breaking Shot to be on fire, right there.
Absolutely. But let's take a quick look at how pool play has been shaken out so far as we're going through these final rounds. This one is important here for Complexity because if they lose this, they will be starting in the elimination bracket for tomorrow on Saturday.
Yeah, and
I mean, Akave, I think, just surprised everyone here.
They went 2-3, went map 5 against FaZe Clan.
Yeah,
proving that this is a team that can very well compete, you know, at the highest levels. And we saw it as well in SLC when they were formerly known as Alpha Esports. They came out and knocked out Sentinels.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a massive, massive upset. So shout out to those guys. This game is going to be big for Complexity.
Yeah, so Complexity going to see if they can bring it back in this series. They want to see if they can somehow force a 3-way tie into the bracket or into their pool. But they got the work cut out for them. I mean, FaZe, they just look like they're playing phenomenally. Like, FaZe is one of those rosters where you start to say, okay, if FaZe aren't playing super great and the other team's on fire, like, you almost need a couple of those factors to align, it feels like, to take them out in a series. But it is very difficult when
those
you talk about like FaZe who are playing well.
The stars are not aligning, Dave.
No, they are not.
But
Someone call Neil.
We
need a read on the stars. Because right now it ain't looking good.
Pale blue dot on game 5. It's so far away. You have to get past game 3 to get to game 5.
Wait, are you a fortune teller? I didn't know that. Is that another career? Oh man, first Red Bull professional player, now fortune teller.
Actually, no, I did get to see Neil. He did the old Carl Sagan speech when I went to a speech of his. He did.
So you're an intellectual?
I wouldn't say that. Most people wouldn't call me an intellectual, but
yeah, I definitely would. All right, well,
it was pretty fun watching him do that speech in front of the audience. So.
Hell yeah. I totally agree with that. And I also agree with a beautiful triple cap here from FaZe Clan to start things off. That's called a segue, people. But with a trip cap to start, FaZe already show that what we saw in maps 1 and especially in map 2 ain't slowing down anytime soon if they keep playing them like this.
God, such a heads-up play there by Frosty, just knowing how to grapple out there, like he realized he has time to get one shot. And that's just part of the quick decision making you see at this highest level of play. Yes, he didn't turn around and get another kill after that or turn that around, but he lived so much longer. Instead of just challenging maybe a second shock rifle shot there, he's able to reposition towards top A. Maybe his teammate helps him get that finish before, but that's one thing that why Halo will always remain one of my favorite title and my favorite series is because of all those decisions you get to make during a fight.
Oh yeah, and these players, I mean, see the micro decisions that they constantly are being forced to have to, settle on here, and that is going to be a trip cap now for Complexity. Their turn to strike here. And we were complimenting before about how well FaZe had kept themselves alive in those situations, right? But it seems like once Complexity got rolling, they are not stopping. You had Ryan with a killing spree there, but just as I say that, FaZe, they managed to flip C and they're in the process of getting A, which are successful.
Yep, and in a case like this, you're going to see FaZe happily trade A or C for that B hill. We're going to have to see exactly how or when they'll do that, but they're in a position right now that says that Complexity has to be the aggressor. Otherwise, time's going to slowly tick down. And here comes C. Now let's see if FaZe are actually going to able to turn over and grab B during this time where Complexity are pressuring C. And it looks like they're going to have to give up C here.
Yeah, I mean...
No, they don't have the numbers to jump into B.
I thought the Frosty got that melee, and it didn't work out there. So, yeah, hate to see it, kids. But, hey, you're just going to have to dust yourself off and just move forward there. No other thing you got to do. But 3 down now for FaZe. The player's starting to come up here. You got 2 down on the Complexity side. Frosty looking to get in the action there. And he will stop, at the very least, someone trying to make that cap happen. But it's Breaking Shot's turn to flip this in his favor. He's got 2 teammates up there to back him up. But look at Snakebite working alongside World 2, the tandem duo. And they stop that cap right at the nick of time, and they flip it.
That is a huge stop there. Even though Snakebite would have melded, they're cleaning it up, but it just frees up that player so much more. No longer do you have to have a static player just sitting over towards top A where people know he's guaranteed to be there. Instead, they have to check extra corners. They can't overload a certain side of the map.
Snakebite knew someone was going to be around here. He heard their footsteps. And Breaking Shot thought he was a little clever with that one. Didn't really work out in his favor. So he's been doing excellent work over here. Now he's going to just push his way toward control, right? He's got a few players that are going to be hanging out toward there. They know exactly where they are. They have great positioning along the map. They just have to be ready. And now Complexity now has to coordinate this push.
Yeah, we're going to see where they decide to make it.
Ooh, I like it.
A lot of times you do have to go for A if you have those options. It's just sometimes too tough to overload B. If you jump into B too early, everywhere across the map can see you. There's very few spots across the map, besides somewhere like in pipes, that don't have an angle to challenge B.
Big shot from Renegade, looking for a second one. He got him, he tagged him, and his teammate was there for the pickup. So that is going to be a flip A site now. 123 points have been accrued here for FaZe thus far. And they have them pinned. A camo has been grabbed too. Frosty's got himself the commando. He's going to try and look to go to work with this.
Let's see how Frosty decides to play this one. Looks like Royal 2 gets a pick with the remote detonation, also traded a Huss, so that takes off half the players on the map. You know Frosty with the first shot here. He's going to be feeling pretty good. Commando right into Ryan Noob, plus the reset. Continued control here for FaZe.
Well, let's see how FaZe continues on with this control. 147 to 79 and counting. We'll jump in with a listen in.
Long go probably?
Yeah, waste your time, Don. Waste your time.
Nice, John.
Nice. One more.
Long. Long and back C, I think?
Hit me with a gun, Nate.
Long and back C, long and back C, long and back C.
I'm just living. In B, in B, in B.
He's on top A,
Top of your red steps.
Ready, one mid,
When it's top of your arena. Kill me L2. No beat down.
top A cat, in, pushing, dropping,
Shit, John.
Holy fuck. To your left.
He's getting two. He's top A, John, top A. Nice, good shit. Yeah, bro, I'm going red again. Spawning where? Spawning where? Okay, hear that. Yo, watch your guys spawn, Just container here. Careful your guys spike, Floki.
They're gonna move up. They got damage on us.
I'm just saying I've got
They can't.
I'll be right, Turbine, swipes.
Yeah, they spawn.
Bottom B, there's AK weekend, bottom A.
One shot,
Lots in A. John's gonna die here.
Go on.
I'm pushing C for you, bro. Where's this guy?
One top A. I can defend B.
Defend B.
Top A cat. Yo, 2 B.
I'm probably dead. I'm gonna die. Top window, both on Brad.
Cam on 20, guys. Cam on 20.
One hit, BR steps. One's A.
Yeah.
Suitcase back blue. You want to see pot?
Back A one shot, he's back A one shot. Back A one shot.
There's 3 there. Is that?
The lobby crash.
All right, so we had a disconnect there, but we were hearing some damn good comms from FaZe in that one. Even that instance where he's like, yeah, John's dead, Renegade's dead. Oh, he gets killed.
Yeah, somehow squeaks out a couple kills. We saw that before when he was over at C, and then you heard it over at that elevator. The biggest call out I really like to hear there from their team was when they were setting up a push from control over towards elevator.
Yeah.
There was this time where they don't have the opportunity to push, meaning that they had grenades, they had those sort of things. They knew they had them held off. And that's just a powerful call out so someone knows do I need to be ready right now to cross map over towards a cat or anything like that. Instead, they knew that they could focus on their own or focus over towards control or some other spot. So it was just a really wise call. I felt like letting them know whether they had a window opportunity of charging or not.
Just want to give everyone an update with that issue that we had on stage. We'll get that sorted in a moment here, but for now we're going to be checking out action, as you can see, over toward the Bravo stream. You can enjoy the action on B stream at twitch.tv/HTS as well as on YouTube as well. So make sure you check out the action there with commentary as well. But let's focus on what we got right now. C9, Native Gaming, and boy, oh boy, I did not expect Native Gaming to come into this event really not finding a groove whatsoever, especially after what happened in SLC and them squeaking by, Dave. So, a little bit of a heartbreaker there for, a team in an org that we all come to know and love.
Yeah, I mean, game is not over yet, but it's also not looking great here for Native. However, they've made a push on through to get the stop. I also would be surprised if Barcode goes in for the second grab. So Barcode and crew could turn this into a counter cap if things go well, but they still have, count their chickens before they're hatched.
Or count their kids before they hatch.
I can't say that phrase because I haven't said it in 10 years, but I was going to say you have to still get that recovery because you can never be too safe on a spot like that. Someone could come through over at the pit box and get that get that flag grab. So great job there by Native to get the flag recovery, to keep a little control, somehow tapping buttons, hiding there at ramp. Great job for those kills, but it looks like that flag is also going to be down. So no flags going in for either team here. We're still stuck at a 1-1, and these power-ups and power-ups are coming up.
I actually thought that there was an opportunity for a player back base to squeak by with that, but I didn't really find it. So, of course, we'll keep eyes on it. I think you may have seen also Barcode in the back of the base, so watch for him. And maybe, never mind, he just got picked off screen. While I say that, Suspector's going to be joining him in the death screen for a moment there. You got plenty of time to work with here, Dave. 3 minutes, and at this point you're at a that was brutal. At this point you're at a one-cap game because no matter what happens, that's it, right? If you get that cap, you're going to have an incredible counter cap in order to keep this one close, right?
Yeah, you really have no choice there, especially as the last few minutes tick down. So great stop there from Native, but right here, as you're going to these final minutes, I would say you don't have to force anything. You almost are in a position to try to let other teams make mistakes, especially as you have a sniper coming up. But it looks like Cloud9 being the aggressors here in this potential final game 3. They don't want to go to OT. They want to end right here, right now. Barcode puts a stop to that flag run, though. Gets a double kill.
Yeah, big double.
Sab's not going to be able to grab this one. However, Sab does have a sniper all the way across. Nope, pushed over towards the sword side. So getting a couple picks, letting his team get more control across the map.
And now with Native Gaming getting their very own S7 here, maybe they can put it to good use. But Sab does get that kill onto APG. And tapping buttons answers right back. So there you go. You got 2 players down on each side of the field here. Barcode. Gotta find a way to get in. Remove Sab from the equation here because Sab has been present for a decent amount of time and he's finally going to get iced out over toward that sword.
Sab down, and here's a spot where Native Gaming have 2 snipers. Not a ton of ammo in the second snipe, but still 2 snipers nonetheless. Situation I was talking about where as people get chaotic or crazy towards the end, just need to slow it down, let them make a couple mistakes. You're not in a spot, neither of these teams are in a spot where they have to force this tying cap. Game's still tied. You want to let them make a mistake and then push in for a flag grab to go for that lead.
Mistakes are going to be very, very difficult to come from, but you just saw it on the screen there. You can check out more of the B-Stream action over at twitch.tv/HCS with commentary from, I believe, young Dan Gaskin and old Richie Sheridan. So you can head on over there, check out the action. We'll be jumping into our game in a moment here as we had Complexity versus FaZe Clan. If you're just joining us, folks, welcome to the Halo World Championship. We're right in the middle of our series here with FaZe Clan and Complexity, 2-0 on the count for FaZe. Presently, you're defending 2023 Halo World Champions. And Complexity now have to make a reverse sweep happen in order to, well, tie their pool, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 with the rest of the guys in Pool D.
Yeah, and we got about 100-ish point lead. I want to say it was like 193 to 86 is what I heard in my ears. So we'll find out how Complexity are going to try to close that gap. But, you know, never say never. Especially we saw they got that early trip cap for Complexity. They went on like a 40 or 60 point run, and that's totally a possibility to come back in here and cut that lead in half.
Yeah, that is enough. You know, like if you're able to do that, what you did last game, start things off hot triple cap, and you have 50 on the board and barely any times passed, you're looking in a pretty good spot there if you're Complexity. The challenge of getting that.
Yeah, the flip side of that too is, hey, if it goes the other way for FaZe, all of a sudden game is over.
And let's not forget, FaZe did it too. FaZe did it too, right?
Both
Complexity did the trip cap.
And at this point, FaZe would happily say, yeah, let's both put 50 more points on the board if you want to play that way. But Complexity have to do or die here in just a moment. 193 to 86. Let's see who tries to make the first move. Breaking shot takes out Renegade to kick it off.
That could be quite helpful for them to get control of that camo down low. I don't know if anyone's been able to grab it just yet. Trying to get some eyes on who might have that weapon, or sorry, that power item in their possession here. But so far, so good for Complexity as they'll manage to get that A and B control out of the start there. But just like say that, you got Renegade who's going to be inside of that site.
Yeah, one part about getting B is you need to make sure you're doing it when you can still stay alive. It's different if you're flipping it from the opposing team and forcing them to go back in it, but in a situation where you're taking the neutral B, that can be dangerous. And right there, you saw Complexity committed towards getting B, they get slayed, and now FaZe have that fabled trip cap, and Complexity have no room for error. They have to break out of this quick. Look at how fast those points are going up on the board, Golden Boy.
Yeah, this thing is flying here, and now that they have this trip cap control, it ain't gonna get any better here. You gotta do something now. You gotta respond right now. You only got 3 points remaining, or you get onto C, but it ain't gonna happen. And GG, FaZe Clan, just like that. Blink, and you missed it. Pick up the win, pick up the series, 3-0. And end pool play in clean fashion. And unfortunately for Complexity, they'll be taking a trip to that lower bracket, considering that they lost to Akave earlier. But we will be seeing Cole later on, and hopefully they can take what happened here today, grow from it, learn from it, and come back even stronger, especially with the veterans that are on that side of the field. But the day belongs to FaZe Clan, and they look good, Walshy.
Yeah, FaZe are looking strong. Even at a time where Complexity, they were playing so well, especially in game one, where we saw a lot of brilliant moments from so many individual players there from Complexity. But end of the day, just shut down.
Yeah.
Sometimes just get shut down, and then FaZe do their thing. FaZe as always.
Yeah, FaZe, you know, click on heads, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what
Simple as that.
At the end of the day, it's a shooting game. You gotta hit those shots, and FaZe are hitting them. They are feeling it. When FaZe is on fire, that could be problematic for the rest of the field here, considering that we saw this script kind of play out last year at the Halo World Championship. Don't want to, harp on that too much here, given how this season has played out, especially with Space Station Gaming having a hot season here, and then Optic Gaming constantly coming in that second place spot, but very, very easily can win these events too. So really, when you think about it, there is a lot of pressure on FaZe, but if you're a FaZe fan, you got to be feeling nice and pretty right now.
Yeah,
they look good.
Great.
Yeah. They definitely do. They look fantastic. Is Blaze ready to go? He's ready. Blaze, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Come on, bring it on. Bring it on over, everybody, okay?
Do the NWO thing. It's all.
Oh, throw it over. Throw it over, G.
Baby, I got you. Boom.
We got it over here. Everybody make some noise for FaZe Clan on the main stage. I got Big Frosty with me. 3-0 to wrap up your pool play, I want to say right there. Yep, for the day. They getting it in over there. Frosty, how you feel about your performance today as a squad and what you guys want to accomplish? Do you feel like you did that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're feeling really good. I feel like we're clicking, and that's exactly how we want to go out on that pool play day. So.
Definitely do, okay? Now, you guys are our defending world champions here in Seattle, okay? Now, you haven't won since London. How amazing would it be to be able to come back and go become a back-to-back world champion? Because it's been a while since you did that one.
Yeah, I mean, we got to defend our title, right? So, I mean, we did everything we can as far as prep and things like that going into this event. Obviously, it's been a while since London, but we know we can hit that form on pretty much any given day.
You definitely can, and we all in this venue believe it, and we're all waiting, okay, when is FaZe going to hit that next level and become the world champions in which we know? And I believe you guys are a day away from being able to do that in the bracket. Now, FaZe showed up full here today in the venue, okay? What do you want to say to these fans that's been cheering for y'all since the first match of the day to get you through that Game 5?
Yeah, shout out to all the fans, FaZe fans. I appreciate all you guys. We hear you guys. Yeah, I mean, it just gasses us up mid-game, so I appreciate you guys.
All right, yo, you got your love from Frosty and FaZe. Make some more noise for them, Seattle. That's going to do it for us on the desk. Lot, take us away.
Thank you so much, Blaze. FaZe fans are going wild already on day one. And I honestly think that's because they're seeing the boys cook for the first time in quite some time. And I think it's not just about the slays. It's not just about the incredible shots you can hit, but the efficiency certainly was there. Yes, it's taken time to form, but form it has. And going up complexity, I think, honestly, Ryan, you can never count him out. Him and his squad, I think they also do have a little bit of a rivalry against the likes of FaZe, so he's always going to be trying to play lights out with the rest of his team. And I think right now, FaZe, they just had the answers that they were looking for with every question that complexity posed.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm not happy with how game one went for these guys. I think that they're a much better team than that, but the way Breaking Shot was playing to kick this one off, it's going to be tough to beat a team with an individual just dealing that much damage and having that much success. So shout out to Breaking Shot for his game one performance. He is starting to becoming a name in the scene and starting to make plays on the regular. So it's good to see a nice young gun on his side. But for FaZe, games 2 and 3 were perfect. That's exactly what you want to see from FaZe Clan going throughout this tournament. You want to see the best of FaZe play the best of Optic, play the best of SSG at the end of this tournament, even throw Shopify in there as well. This is not something we've been able to say all year. We've seen lackadaisical FaZe, inefficient FaZe, but these last 2 games give you a lot of hope if you're a FaZe fan in the crowd to get loud come Saturday and Sunday.
They certainly have indeed. Tony, when it comes down to specifics, what were you most impressed with this FaZe Clan win?
I think we kind of talked about it already, but really the efficiency getting better. Like you've mentioned it in the past, sometimes FaZe will have, they're almost too much of a perfectionist. They won't play for that objective unless they have that clear 2 or 3 down, that clear advantage where sometimes the SSGs, the Optics, the more efficient teams will start to play for the objective as the play is developing. So I think we saw that out of FaZe. My only problem is like, complexity is a lot different than our big 4. You know, complexity is a lot different than what I want to see against the SSG, against the Optic, against the Shopify Rebellions. And I want to see that same efficiency. I want to see that same level of energy and the objective against those as well.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to certainly get our turn at seeing that very shortly, probably tomorrow. But we'll see what some of our other teams can do as well. Really excited for FaZe Clan, though, because I think that they have polished some things. They have gone to the drawing board, and it's certainly paying off at this moment in time. What they can do in the championship bracket tomorrow tomorrow, though, that's a whole other story, and we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look right now at our pool play updates and see what's been going on since we've been on the main stage. Some things have been happening here, but we won't see a three-way tie in pool. D-Phase managed to get it done against Cole. But for other notes, Shopify Rebellion 3-0 at their pool, so looking really good for them. Optic Gaming, they are waiting to play Sentinels, which is coming your way next. And Space Station Gaming find themselves in a tie right now, 2 apiece with ITB, and that's got to be one of the big shockers for me, I think. Just seeing Pure 0 for 2 right now is looking pretty scary for them heading into tomorrow. Can they do this against Mindfreak? That's another thing. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder going up against the ANZ team here, but ITB is looking strong, Clutch.
ITB winning that series over Pure is massive. Even if they are to fall short against that team against Space Station, they still go into the winner's bracket. It's just a matter of where they go in the bracket. And the way they were playing, they were very impressive. SSG need to come ready for that series, but I have no doubt SSG will continue to see the best of SSG, I should say, because you just know it's on their mentality that they cannot slip up here today. You can tell how serious they're taking it from the banner interview earlier.
Indeed. Akave Esports also, by the way, are up right now in their pool, actually. I think it's TLF, is it? I can't remember. Yes, TLF. Yeah. I'm just reading that.
Fox.
Yeah, exactly. So they're also doing really well as well. So really excited to see how that one actually plays out. We're going to head to a quick break. When we come back, though, we have a lot of exciting things for you. Not only do we have our last series of the day, Optic versus Sentinels, but we also have a little bit of an update coming to you on the desk with one of our favorite friends from HCS. We'll see you right after this.
The 2024 Halo World Championship is presented by AMD.
All the way like in Summerlin right now. See these rich people who have more money to tip. You know, I know where that motherfucker lives too. So if that motherfucker wants to say I never delivered the fucking soda, then I'm gonna fucking go back to his fucking house and take a dump right in front of his door. Yeah, this is the sticks. Look how dark it is out here. I should have brought my flashlight. I was not intending to come out here in the sticks. Speed limit is 35 because it's so.
Have you ever been to Khao Phra Tamak? No. Are you going? Yeah, we can go anywhere. We can go everywhere. What do you call it? Let's just get something to eat first and then we can make our plan. Okay. Okay. ไปร้านไหนคุณบอกทางด้วย
I
but I know that. Oh yeah. I don't exactly know where we're going to eat, but I know most of the more affordable restaurants are this way.
ฉันไม่รู้ว่าเราจะไปกินข้าวที่ไหนแต่ฉันรู้ว่าร้านอาหารราคาถูกส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นแบบนี้
Let's not eat near the beach because the beach is expensive.
อย่าไปทานข้าวใกล้ชายหาดเลยเพราะชายหาดแพง
I gotta be budgets. I'm poor. I'm poor, chat. Like, you know what I mean? The fuck? Oh, I rented bikes here before. I know where we are. I've been here before. Got good coffee places. I remember this street. I stayed in a hotel here before.
ฉันจำถนนที่ฉันเคยพักในโรงแรมที่นี่ได้
Yeah, there you go. Maybe stop. I'm about to say 7-Eleven, get some coffee. Whatever. You should have coffee in any restaurant. Oh, that was good too. There's a lot. Just look at the restaurant. You see something. If you see a restaurant, then we can stop. You don't have to wait for me to tell you.
ถ้าเห็นร้านอาหารก็หยุดได้นะครับไม่ต้องรอครับ
Crap. I always hear it say crap. At least, I'm gonna tell you, yeah. Somewhere here is many.
To get those incredible moments because it makes them mean all the more. And that certainly was one. I remember actually hearing about X Games and how close you guys were, and it really was unbelievably tight. But those tiny little margins, they've been around for quite some time in Halo, hey?
I mean, it's snipe down lunch and Roy, you can never count them out, and they brought their A game to that tournament. We thought no chance anybody was beating us at that tournament. Absolutely not. But it did fire us up for that next Worlds run, the North American Finals and then the Worlds run, obviously. So CLG ended up having quite the year, but hats off to the Twins, obviously. I mean, they brought an amazing environment to that X Games gold medal performance. You could see the pop-off. You don't see pop-offs like that. You could tell how much those moments meant, especially the only X Games gold medal winners in Halo history.
Certainly did indeed. Hold on, I'm gonna have to stop you there, Wes. Hold on. Tashi, how did you get up here on the desk? Hold on a second.
Yeah, how did I get up
Hello,
there?
welcome.
You kind of own the place, though.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hold on a second. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, folks. Bob, good to see you as well. Lovely to have you on the desk. But I gotta say, and everybody else at home and in the arena knows one thing, that if you're up here, it is for good reason, not just to talk about the exceptional series that we see on our main stage, but 10 years, big dog. I mean, my goodness, has it really been that long? Some insane history that we've seen for Halo, and it means so much to the community. So, what have you got in store for us on the desk today?
Yeah, I think first just want to say thank you to everybody who's now been with HCS and supported the scene for the last 10 years. November 5th is the anniversary, and we wanted to kick off the celebration here with the whole community at Worlds. So thank you everybody for being here. And for those here, we do have a little something special.
Okay.
So the first 1,000 fans in attendance tomorrow will get this free t-shirt celebrating the 10-year anniversary.
That's sick.
That is nice.
Love
I need to make sure that we are for sure in the first 1,000 to get.
Size? Is that a large?
We should be the first 1,000 to get in this.
Sorry, first 999.
Oh, okay, all right, fine. All right, we've taken a spot now. No, absolutely amazing. Love to see that. Everybody loves a bit of merch as well.
Yeah.
But really, really special there, Tashi. And obviously, you know, there's a lot that has been going on, I think, inside the scene, but also just to kind of celebrate all the different iterations of gameplay and games that we have seen across the last 10 years. One being a pretty incredible tournament put on by a pretty incredible man, which Chris Puckett has injected himself back into Halo, of course, and rightfully so. But he's also putting on a Halo 2 LAN. Have you heard about that in Vegas?
We did catch wind of that, and we're really excited. Obviously, Halo 2 is kind of near and dear to everyone in the franchise, especially competitive Halo. And yeah, I'm excited to announce that we're going to be boosting the prize pool by $25,000. And yeah, so more to play for. We're going to have a few people from the team there supporting the event. So we love Halo 2. It's literally on the same weekend. Somehow it lined up the start of the line for this event. So we'll be there. Best luck to all competitors. And yeah, things got a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I mean, Halo 2, boys, would you be down to go and potentially join that and LAN and
Are you going to let me play down there?
get a little mix in?
You can compete if you want.
Ooh, I hadn't touched a controller in a couple of years. I'm a Master Key guy now.
Oh, he's a Wu-Tang fan, guys.
Just in case I lose, I have that excuse. But if I win...
He's a Wu-Tang man. Hey, listen, Halo 2, amazing. I can't wait to watch that one go down in Las Vegas. But obviously, my mind is also on one thing, and that is next year. So, year 4, how are we feeling about that, Tash?
So yeah, big news. I'm excited to confirm there will be year 4 of HCS for Halo Infinite, as well as another $1 million Halo World Championship 2025.
Look at that logo.
2025 on it. Sweet. Yeah, thank you everybody for our partners, the fans that are watching at home, everyone plays online. All support for Halo Infinite has just meant the world to us, and we want to continue to invest in the community and the sport. So I'm excited. Yeah, year 4, we'll be back next year.
You gonna let me compete in that?
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, you're not good enough for that.
I'm just saving you from a top 24.
Ooh.
Placement.
Hold on.
Don't let me on that stage, I promise.
We got into specifics here. Hold on, where's my
I'm a duo up with Wu-Tang. We're going to be the Mass and Key guys. I promise.
No comment.
I love to see it. Rob, just to bring you into the conversation as well. I mean, another year for HCS means the absolute world to all of us and the community. But I've got to say, each year it gets crazier and crazier. 2025. I mean, what's that going to bring to this table? I think I might actually go out with a heart attack by this time.
I mean, yeah, honestly, we say it time and time again, the competition has never been closer. So to know that we have, at minimum, another year here of where the skill gap is pretty wild. And I can't even imagine what next year is going to have in store.
I know, it's going to be exceptional. Tashi, thank you so much for coming up here, delivering all these goodies for us, because, yes, this segment was full of them. So thank you. And remember, folks, first 1,000 coming into this room gets that T-shirt. So I want to see a lot of pushing and shoving in that hallway.
Don't line up now.
And it's $999.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, $999 now. Sorry, because Rob took one.
I got you.
He's been covered. So, thank you so much, Tashi. Enjoy the rest of the show. We have one series left. And with that, folks, let's have a look at pool play right now and see the updates coming on forward, because we have some mixy things happening. Pool A, Pool B is still yet to be decided. We need to figure out who is going to be heading their pool heading into tomorrow, and who we're going to be basically saying goodbye to as well. And looking across here, Wes, how are you feeling about a pool of death right now, and how that one's actually really shaken out today?
Yeah, Sentinels losing the quadrant is the big series in that pool, because right now their backs are against the wall as far as the winners brackets hope. They're going to have to take down Optic Gaming in order to advance in the winners bracket potentially. So they haven't created an upset of that magnitude yet this year. They've been close. They've been to game 5s against several of our big dog teams, but there's nothing that tells me that Sentinels is going to get the job done. And Optic Gaming have put themselves in a prime position to be exactly where they want to be when they wake up tomorrow morning.
They certainly have. Well, let's set it up right now. Optic Gaming going up against Sentinels. A big matchup for both of these teams. I think with Optic, it's just the last one in their way. They are looking to show us the dominant performance coming into day 1 to show us they mean business. And on the other side, Sentinels, they're really kind of pushing this boundary a bit further here, because they need to find some type of fire within themselves to keep this dream alive this weekend. I think that's some of the issues here coming forward. I think Optic right now are looking pretty happy? They've got their legs up almost. Can they take Sentinels seriously? That is the big question. And Sentinels, how much are you willing to go? How far are you willing to push this to be able to get this series up against Optic? Looking at this Optic Gaming roster going up against Quadrant earlier on that we had the pleasure of watching on the main stage. Tony, how are you feeling about the roster? You know, they did drop one map. It got awfully close at certain times, but since then, they've continued on their greatness.
Yeah, but they really heavily slayed Quadrant and even out-assisted them. The damage was great out of all of Optic. And when I look at the stats, it was a very balanced attack. 54 kills out of Dead Zone with 29 assists. 51 kills out of Lucid. A full up, there were 53 kills and 35 assists and 55 out of Trippy. So very balanced attack when it comes to the kills for Optic Gaming. And when they're playing like that, they're really hard to beat.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and that is everything this roster has been built on. And I love to see Formal coming over on our screen here, because this honestly is where my head goes to right now. We saw him just have an electric season, and we're seeing him continue on that electricity. He's found the plug here at the Halo World Championships because he's lighting up the stage, Clutch.
He keeps going, right? It's consistent at this point. Formal playing amazing Halo this Friday and giving Optic everything that they want to see going into this World Championship weekend. Honestly, the big question for me is, when is Lucid going to start to catch fire? Because that's when this Optic Gaming team all of a sudden becomes the favorite in this tournament. When Formal is playing like he is, Trippy and Dead Zone, they're also playing very well, but Lucid is the guy that you know has more in the tank, has more to give us.
Clutch, while I've got you with Sentinels here, what's your confidence level like for Sen in this series? How honest do you want to be here?
Yeah, I don't have any confidence for them in this series. They haven't proved to me that they can create this upset yet this year. They've been close. Like I said, they've been through the Game 5s, and they've lost so many close slayers throughout this entire season, but none of them go in their favor. And at some point, that's going to define you. Right now, Sentinels, the definition for them is close, but not close enough. Close doesn't cut it here. You need to find a way to win some of these close games. And after seeing the results from them versus Quadrant, I didn't even see the series, but to get 3-0 by Quadrant, you have to have major concerns because Optic looked dominant against Quadrant.
Tony, we do have a couple of places to hold on to hope for Sentinels. Where are those for this team?
I mean, the one good thing about it is that you do start precision on your team, and you know he's a damage machine. Oftentimes, no matter who's he's going up against, he's going to out-damage them, no matter who's in the lobby. You have Falcon as well, who puts up a 1.09 KD consistently against Optic Gaming. So your leaders in firepower is going to be there. Now it's up to Boo Boo Dubu and Lethal to have that same type of output, and maybe Sentinels pull off the upset.
Well, it's your final series of the night. The stage is set. Optic versus Sentinels. Let's meet the teams.
It is the final game of the night. Optic Gaming and Sentinels still have something to settle here. Pools looking pretty spicy. Optic Gaming 2-0, looking to complete the clean sweep. For Sentinels, it has not gone to plan. 1-1 with their win coming against Ascending Baseline. They have it all to do if they want to stay in the upper side of the bracket.
Yeah, if they want to be into the winners bracket, they have to win here against Optic and potentially send us into a three-way tie between three of these squads. All to play for Sentinels, but we did watch them against Quadrant. They got 3-0 mode, and they did not look like the Sentinels that we have seen. If they play like that against Optic Gaming, this could be a very quick series indeed. They have to step it up here at the Halo World Championship.
Cannot afford to come out flat, or they will be in the elimination bracket tomorrow. And for Optic Gaming, the mission hasn't changed. It's to change the narrative on a grand finals. It's shields up, it's weapons hot. We're underway with the green wall up against Sentinels.
It is a good start when it comes to Argyle CTF for Optic Gaming. They haven't lost it so far this season, so could be the perfect momentum builder. On the other side for Sentinels, they're 2-3, so they've certainly took some heavy losses, and Optic can maybe take advantage of that.
And for Sentinels, the results of the pools so far has very much been indicative of their season. They've stopped starts, they've come out flat. Still time to change things here. But to do it against Optic Gaming, that is going to be a very difficult task indeed. Formal with the sniper rifle, positioned in the basement, looking to do some absolute damage.
I mean, for Optic Gaming, going up against Sentinels, knowing that they can send them into that elimination bracket essentially with a victory here, it's one way to put your competitors down in the ground. For Sentinels, I mean, at least they know that they're not going to be eliminated from the competition, right? That is definitely something that you can sit back on. But they wouldn't really want to be starting from that elimination bracket here at the Halo World Championship, especially a team that had aspirations of being up there in the top 6, if not further in the top 4 when you look at the names on this squad. But Optic Gaming, it won't matter who they are playing against. They have one goal in mind, and that is to win another Halo World Championship.
Formal's made a little bit of progress, but not that much. Oh my. Formal rips the face of Lethal. A jiggle peek finds the face. Boo Boo Doo Boo could be his next victim. Wisely backs away, does Boo Boo. Formal's patrolling. He's now made it the bottom middle. Face to face with Boo Boo once more. Lined him up. Tried to go for that sliding scope. Unfortunately, just did not find a home. The flag has been pulled, but not much progress being made again. Boo Boo Doo Boo facing with Formal once more. They exchange damage, but Formal's backed away. With good reason. A lot of pressure being applied. Precision down to no shields. Formal expertly drops down, gets the kill, and he knows a player has leaked through the lines. Looking for Boo Boo Doo Boo. Doesn't have tabs on him just yet, but you can tell he knows there's trouble afoot.
We saw the stats before the series of how Formal's playing at the moment here on Friday, the Halo World Championship. He is in championship form. He is just playing his life perfectly at the moment. He's not overextending for any kills. Out of sniper ammo now, so he is starting to move around the map a little bit more, but the flag, all the meanwhile, has been moving as Trippy puts the first in, and Optic Gaming will take the lead here.
Lucid drops out of vent. Boo Boo gets taken care of by Formal. They highlight him on the desk, just how much damage Formal does. In terms of just raw damage, but of course the slays as well that come along with it. Clutch talked about if Lucid can catch fire, this Optic Gaming team is a totally different beast.
It's just the way that... Oh, God. That's one way to catch fire, is to hit headshots like that. It's how they survive, both players. I mean, if you're on the map for that long, you're going to have a high damage output because you've just got more time to deal said damage. They make themselves such difficult kills, both Lucid and Formal, as it's again going to be out of sniper rifle ammo and out into the vent, so Lucid just about surviving. But now with a 1-0 lead, they can just kind of force Sentinels to try and do something here, wait for them to make that push, and then counter on them.
Lucid caught falcated, and almost got precision as well. Kill was cleaned up. Formal's got a sniper rifle to play with. 4 bullets in the magazine, 1 loaded in the chamber, ready to go to work. Teammate dies around him, Trippy. It's gonna fall. Dead zone to the respawn screen as well. Formal recognizing this, backs away. Playing a little bit of defense here. Dead zone aids the cause by getting a kill. Quantum translocator is positioned top middle now. Falcated goes down, body shot connects, finds the home. Lethal will join his teammate. Optic Gaming have an opportunity to push forward here. Precision's in the vent, and the quantum translocator is popped. He has to get out of jail free card, but that nade finds a home somehow, some way. Formal throws that nade into the vent and it finds it, and it connects.
We've not seen Sentinels beat Optic Gaming all season long. They really would have to find something special to do it here at Halo World Championship, especially on a Friday at pool play when Optic are playing in this manner. They look very confident, very focused. We know that they would love to try and replicate their success just a couple of years ago, and to regain that trophy, to reclaim it off of FaZe Clan.
Optic Gaming look confident, they look focused, but do they sound confident and focused? Let's find out with an Optic Gaming listening.
Yeah, careful. Gonna be on our side, Jesse. Trying to flip the devil.
Timer's coming now. They're frags and
He's going. Their screens.
Going our pistol door with sniper right now. Going our pistol door.
I'm going out. Trying to get out.
Sniping our pistol door now.
RE1.
Yeah, and sniping pistol door.
So that means one shot RE1.
RE2 and snipe.
RE1 going over base, I think.
Wait, what should I E2, guys? What should I E2?
Just get lost, Joey. Just get lost, Joey.
Joey is 3 right now.
I got 3 guys.
There's 3 on our side, guys.
RE2 on grapple, on grapple.
Yeah, our top main guys, our top main sniping. One shot, our top main.
2 dead.
Back flag. E2 on our back flag. E2 on our
Going
back flag.
E2, I'm looking E2. E2, precision, one shot.
Dead,
Dead,
back flag.
right? Back flag. E1 going front, 2 shot, front 2, 1 shot.
Dead. 2 dead. 2 dead.
Going out long, I'm going out long.
That was grapple. I have a grapple.
I'm looking at their Alright, we just need to get flag out.
They're
E2 lethal. Got that.
Yep, weak E1, 2 shot E1. I'm on their elbow, guys. I'm on their elbow. Yeah. Full snipe down max. Full snipe down max. Our vent. Full snipe down right there coming.
Hear that.
One's a pistol too.
32.
I gotta back up. I gotta back up.
They're vent.
Quantum's coming in 5.
They're vent.
Here, Quantum.
Yeah, I have a full snipe, guys.
They're main weak.
I'm getting pushed, guys.
Our main guys? Yo, they're main. I just saw guys.
Weak. 1 shot lethal.
2 there.
Guard pistol.
Nice, we got one.
Bottom mid on me, kill is coil.
One shot dead.
Bottom, last guy bottom mid. Last guy bottom mid. I'm repulsor. Last guy. 1 shot, 2 shot bottom mid. On the neither.
Wow, he's one bullet.
Still 1 shot down there. Still, yeah. Nice kill.
Communication is flowing. People are listening. Kills are getting cleaned up. Front bases, engines, screens, you name it. It's getting scooped up. We're seeing Formal hit filthy shots. Lucid the same. But with all the pressure that they've applied, they only have a 1 cap advantage. Still an opportunity for Sentinels to answer back here.
I think the scary thing for Sentinels is, a full sniper goes down on Formal's body and he says, hey, Lucid, pick it up. And Lucid's like, all right, let's get to work. And you cannot be comfortable in Argyle when either of these players have a sniper rifle. No matter which corner you turn, there could be a bullet about to go right through your head. And now Lucid's going to try and do some work, though, because a couple of teammates have gone down here. This flag probably is going to amount to nothing, so you have to focus on defense instead.
Whoa. You speak about
hold up,
working, do some work. He's clocked in, he's locked in, he's ripping faces. Flag gets sent home. The sniper rifle does drop.
They were saved by that battle rifle. He couldn't grab the flag because the BR was there. He would have had to drop down. He would have been too exposed. Had the battle rifle not been there, he could have actually just grabbed it from a safer angle. Maybe a little bit of fortune there from Sentinels. They are still only a flag down here, so they're still very much in this game, despite the slays heavily in the favor of Optic Gaming.
It really dents your confidence when you're like, I'm gonna kill this guy now, and he hits a shot like that. The dagger. Here comes Boo Boo, faced with Trippy. They exchange 3 shots each, give or take. That seems to be my measurement anyway. Boo Boo down to no shields. Falcade is there as well. There's a couple compliments of Sentinels. Lethal's gonna fall. 3 dead, 4 dead. Trippy's in the perfect spot to pull this flag.
Trippy again, he's always in the right time, at the right place.
He's always in the right time.
Always in the right time. Doesn't matter what timeline he's in. Trippy's there. And he should be able to maneuver this, that he gets the shields back and they get the flag safely. You can see Sentinels are trying their best to try and head across the map, but Formal's waiting there with the sniper. This is going to be 2.
Try as you might, you can't stop the green wall right now. They've punched in their second flag. Things are looking good, things are looking rosy. Falcade just about avoids the scope of Formal. He knows exactly where those 2 players are attempting to go. Here comes the push. Lethal will fall. Falcade will join him. Formal double kill. Looking for a third. It won't come.
16 kills at the moment for Formal. And at 2-0 with 3 minutes left, you might want to start thinking about map 2 already. That's how confident I am in Optic Gaming's ability to hold on to this lead. Sentinel's going to start throwing everything into the kitchen sink forward. Sadly, you can throw all you like at Formal. He's going to be ready and waiting.
Formal's not really afraid of the kitchen sink right now, it seems. He's shooting absolutely everything.
Oh my.
Body shot. Falcade gets put in the dirt as well. Locks in Booba Dooba almost. You can tell he thought about going for the flag, but perhaps recognizing top middle was a better place to be. He's now starting to apply pressure to those fresh spawners as well. Looping back around, trying to take different angles, staying on the move.
Listening to everything his teammates are calling out as well. You can see the way he's moving around, is trying to find those one-shots. With all the damage that's being drilled into Sentinels right now. Dead Zone gets a touch. Member's gone down on Sentinels though, and this should be a dead flag. I think Sentinels have done enough to save it.
Formal has 20 kills, 10 assists. We speak about turrets. There are none more successful than him. Push is going to come from Sentinels, and it has to. They're running out of time here in this game. The first one's not going to be good. Lethal steps out. Falcated abandoned them. He also falls. Triple kill. An unofficial one. Falls on the lap of Lucid. It was all four dead for a moment. Sniper rifle now. Scooped up as well. And he's got Sentinel Sniper. And he can put it to work. As he repositions top middle now. Sentinels are running out of time.
So map 2 then is going to be... No, I think this is arguably one of the problems that Sentinel's going to face now. Is you saw the way Lucid played that. He just kind of waiting around the corner, waiting for them to push pistol. He heard the footsteps, communicated that to the team, and it was just a matter of throwing grenades. And I think there's 2 snipers in the hands now of Optic, so this is going to be a rough last minute and 20 for Sentinels.
There's 2 snipers on the map, but Lucid's, I think, changed teams as he shot Trippy in the face. I have to understand what happened there. Is it a 5v3? Nope, he's back on Optic again. Precision falls. 2 more players of Sentinels over towards that screens area, and Falcated goes down as well. They're like clay pigeons right now, Sentinels. They just keep hitting the respawn screen. A killing spree for Lucid, and he might not be done just yet.
Yeah, they're having a field day now, Optic Gaming. you take down one sniper, but there's another one waiting around the corner. And Optic Gaming are looking to solidify this victory. They only really need to survive about 10 more seconds, because there's not going to be enough time for Sentinels to send this flag back and then pull 2 of their own.
Lucid had a sniper rifle and a killing spree. Formal has a sniper rifle and a killing spree. They're almost in competition with one another on the same team. 30 seconds remaining, and I think you're right. This one's done, and they're happy just to slay out.
Yeah, make those stats look a little bit better when they're shown on broadcast, but he could make it a 3-0 here to just put the icing on the cake. The flag is on the spot. Who wants it? Formal says, you know what, thank you very much, I'll put it away. Optic Gaming dominate game 1 here on the main stage.
It was a wham and it was a bam. Game 1 in the record books already. Dominant, Dan. Absolutely dominant. For Sentinels, we were hoping that maybe comparing their game against Quadrant is like comparing apples with oranges. Different teams match up differently, but that was pretty much what we expected.
Especially with Argyle CTF, it does really just pander to the way that Optic play the game as well. They're so good at analyzing the speed of which their opponents are playing, when to slow down, when to just wait around the corner, look for that kill. Then they pounce, they dominate, they squeeze you every single time you spawn. And as soon as they had sniper rifle control, we saw the damage that they were able to output. And as I mentioned, it didn't matter if it was Formal or if it was Lucid. Sentinels kind of had their tail between their legs at all times, because you know full well someone's going to be ripping some faces. And it is going to be a dominant 3-0 for Optic Gaming.
You're saying it didn't matter whether it was Formal or Lucid. I mean, it was both of them at the same time. Stealing Sentinel sniper rifles. I think we might just say that Sentinel snipers was actually just Optics all game long. They seem to be playing in their half all game long. Eventually get that 3rd and final flag capture. Put themselves 1 to the good here. With a Slayer on the horizon, Dan, you're a stats man, you've got something for me.
It is a better mapping mode actually for Sentinels. It's one of their best Slayers. It's going to be Slayer Live Fire for map number 2. They're 6-1 throughout the season. So if it's going to happen anywhere here to give them a chance, you'd feel like this is going to be the best opportunity. It's not a bad one for Optic Gaming. They're 5-3, so I think they'll still feel pretty confident on it. But is this going to be the last opportunity for Sentinels to try and find something? Because you look at the rest of this series, Shurs, and it gets drastically worse for Sentinels.
I don't like the way those things are trending.
1-4, Recharge King of the Hill, 2-4, Aquarius Slayer, 1-5, and you look comparatively to how well Optic Gaming have been playing on all of these maps and modes. It's one of the reasons why Optic has been arguably one of the most consistent teams in the league this year, is because their map depth is incredible. They have very little weak game types.
Optic Gaming, no matter what map mode combination is put in front of them, they seem to give you consistent 8 or 9s out of 10. And for Sentinels, they have the task now of trying to beat them on this live fire Slayer. Statistically, this does favor them just a touch, but will that play out, or are stats meant to stay on the page? Formal's got that sniper rifle again for free.
Yeah, that's my worry here, is if they are sniping like they did in the previous game, then this could be a very difficult one for Sentinels. You don't want to allow them the freedom to be able to hit shots. And sure, it was only a body shot, but you can really see how locked in Formal is. anything that walks in front of his reticle at the moment is getting absolutely obliterated.
I thought you were quoting Braveheart for a moment. Didn't quite have the pitch. We might get there. Lucid's got the camouflage, so it's getting from bad to worse. 3 kill advantage for Optic Gaming. Sniper rifle in their control. Camouflage 2. They've got the goodies they need. And now it's just about trying to spot out the Sentinels players who are playing a little bit ratty right now. He's trying to sniff them out. A couple of grenades go down as though Lethal knows something's coming that way. Boo Boo's in trouble. Needs the help from the players situated on Nest. Falcade does eventually drop down, but not quick enough to save the life of Boo Boo Doo Boo. Lethal soaring forward to apply pressure to Dead Zone. Dead Zone wins that 1v1. Precision's over towards Pillars. He gets blown out of his boots. And the pushes that Sentinels are trying to put together just not bearing fruit right now.
It is far more difficult to snipe on live fire comparatively to Argo in terms of like sight lines, elevation, and all the different angles you can take. It really is more impressive when these shots do connect. There's a few more bullets for Formal to work with. It's a 5-kill lead as well. Another body shot, that's all you need to do. Sometimes you don't really need to aim for the head, especially when you're on a team like this who are so good at cleaning up kills.
Crazy thing was he hit the body shot into the player situated over towards dummies as well. But now an opportunity for Lethal. It's only a 2-kill game, so the pressure that seemed to be on our screens didn't really amount to much in the side of a lead. Dead Zone's gotten a double kill. Falcade answered back with 1. It's a nice body shot from Lethal as well. Can he start to put something together for his team? Because they desperately need him here to pull them forward. So far, their day has not gone the way they would have liked. Still time to change that. But it's got to be here. It's got to be now. You do not want to go down 0-2 to the green wall.
Yeah, I think if you go down 0-2 against green wall on a map and mode that is arguably one of your best, and then you look at the rest of the series layout, you might start thinking about Saturday already. Especially in the form we're seeing Optic Gaming right now. You just have to wonder, like with the Halo World Championship being here, and with Optic always being the bridesmaid, never the bride throughout this entire year, can they change that? And if they can do it at the big one, then it would all be worth it.
It is that crazy thing that the prestige that's on up for the taking, up for grabs here at the Halo World Championships. That all those second places, if you win the big one, all of those wash away because they were just leading to that one big final moment. And is that what we're going to see? A lot of Halo to be played between here and then as Lucid rips the face from Boo Boo, sliding across the screen, still hits the face. All 8 players in this lobby have the ability to take over a series at any given time, but right now it's the Optic Gaming players who are finding that form.
But again, it's just another sniper rifle that is comfortably in the hands of Optic Gaming. Another chance for Sentinels to really put it to any use. It's more body shots to really pin back Sentinels every single time. They can't really get off spawn because they just keep running into snipe shots.
It's the pressure these players apply with the sniper rifle as well. Yes, it can hit pretty hard from distance, absolutely. But they walk forward and just no-scope like it's a shotgun at times. Boo Boo's shields get ripped from him. He backs down towards the pillars. Lethal's got a double kill elsewhere. So all of a sudden, Lucid's in big trouble. They spot him out. They collapse and they get the kill. Beautiful work from Sentinels. All of a sudden, that lead Optic had cut down to 4.
It's still a small lead, so it's not like Sentinels are out of this one. They can definitely come back into it. Arguably need to stop these sniper rifles being given over so easily, and it is all 4 dead on the side of the green wall, so Sentinels make it within 2 now. It has been a relatively slow game here on live fire. I think that is mainly down to the camouflage. Both times the camo has been grabbed, Sentinels have kind of just sat back, waited, and looked to see if they can spot a shimmer on the map, and actually both times they have seen the camo trying to make a play.
And it is a viable tactic. You want to try and minimize the risk, minimize the advantage that the opposing team has. The longer time you burn, the less influence that camouflage is going to have. So yes, he might eventually get a kill or 2, but then it runs out and he doesn't catch you on a respawn again. Falcade is sliding forward over towards green. Ambitions are heading into big door. Formal's just spawned in-house. Instead, he turns his attention to bottom middle. Camouflage about to pop. You know Falcade's hoping to get a backstab here. The plans worked perfectly. Camouflage has popped up. He's looking to go big window or maybe even sandbags instead.
Maybe Falcade could be the key reason why Sentinels potentially find a victory here. As they now lead this game, as I say that, it's all tied up. Where's that camo gone? It's gonna be Boo Boo. Decides to put his sneaky boots on. Can he do anything with it? Both times that Optic had it, they got spotted out, and Boo just hasn't been able to get his shields back yet, and somehow gets taken down by Trippy. Trippy did not let him escape.
Sneaky Boo Boots coming to a store near you. As a matter of fact, they might not be selling pretty well because they were not successful. Trippy, though, combines with Formal. They get a couple of kills. Precision and Lethal in the respawn screen now. Falcade's over towards Cuts. Boo Boo's there too. It's a 4-kill game. All to play for still. Trippy currently sitting at 13, 7, and 8, having a massive influence on this Slayer.
It's gonna be another sniper rifle uncontested. Sentinels really need to kind of step it up when it comes to this timing, when it comes to being in the right place at the right time. I got it the right way around that time.
I prefer it the other way.
It was more funny. But now it's Trippy's turn with the sniper rifle to show what he can do. So actually, Formal, Lucid, you've had your fun. I'm the one with 13 kills right now. And I don't hate it. Give the hot player the chance to actually shine for a little bit.
Passing the sniper rifle over to the player in form. Lethal almost stepped out a pixel too far into the waiting grasps of Trippy, but alas, Lethal survives for now. He's around bottom middle. Falcade's over towards big door. Not peeking, a couple of grenades go down. Trippy just de-scoped at the worst possible time. 7 kills the difference now, and all of a sudden Optic are starting to pull away.
Really interesting way that Optic just played those last like 30 seconds though. They were almost rotating with Sentinels. Sentinels were trying to close that gap. They were trying to negate the sniper by closing in, basically. And Optic said, actually, we're going to deny that. We're going to continue to move and watching those sight lines, and it means that Sentinels are still just struggling to get close enough to Optic Gaming and having to avoid a lot of these angles in fear of being sniped.
And it is something Optic Gaming have a track record of doing, being a little bit more creative with their routes. All 4 players pushing over across top middle or bottom middle when they know a team has an overshield or a camouflage. Now camouflage is about to pop up here. Trippy, eyes trained on it, waiting for a victim. It's going to be Lethal. Will he set off the trap? He's too clever as Lethal, will not fall for that one. He sees the shimmer sitting top tower, sitting pretty, and will not give any sorts of pixels that way. Boo Boo though, he's also going to evade the attention of the sniper rifle, but now Trippy remains patient. He knows someone has to come for it.
4 more kills required for Optic Gaming. 11 on the side of Sentinels. There is a big job to do here, and I think the first is going to start with this camouflage. If you can grab it, you can do something with it, maybe there's a chance, but now with Precision going down, Optic will have the numbers advantage. Yes, there's a trade, but Trippy is still there and waiting as they get the job done. Optic Gaming take away arguably the best chance of Sentinels getting a map. It's going to be 2-0, and we could be looking at a clean sweep.
And with that, our Sentinels now looking at a 0-6 map record against Quadrant and Optic Gaming. So far, the color green has not looked good for them. Optic locked in, dialed in, hitting shots they need to. What do Sentinels have in the chat? What's the playbook looking like now for this next objective game type, Dan? Because we're heading the streets up ball. Typically structured, typically favors a team that's a higher seed most of the time. But Optic Gaming, well and truly in the ascendancy here. Sentinels are in big trouble.
Big trouble. You saw it earlier with the map records across the year. Oddball Street Sentinels are 1-4. As for Optic, they're 6-2. It's one of Optic's favorites, and for that reason, structure. We've always said Optic Gaming are one of the most structured teams. They love slowing that game down. They love it when they can set up and really annihilate a team trying to break through. And that's exactly what's going to happen here on Oddball Streets. When you look at CTF Argyle, Slayer Live by Oddball Streets, that is an Optic Gaming masterclass with how they play all 3 of these maps and modes. And sadly for Sentinels, they are coming up against an Optic who are very hot when Sentinels have been a little bit flat today.
As we load into Oddball Streets, Dan, is there a player that you want to keep an eye on for either team that you expect to be the difference here? Maybe it's Sentinels needing to pick one player to drag them through with what seems like an impossible task. And for Optic Gaming, we've already seen Lucid and Formal popping off. Confirmation of said pop-off. Formal sitting at the top of the KD leaderboard with a 1.53 here on Friday at the Halo World Championships in Seattle.
It's a beautiful image, really, isn't it? The MVP of this season as well. Legend, the only European to feature in this top 5. And I think that award has already been warranted here at the Halo World Championship, but there is still a long way to go. Game 3, is there anything left in the tank for Sentinels? You asked for a player. I think Falcated is going to be the guy that we should watch. We saw glimpses of hope there on live fire. He was the one who was picking up some big kills. But you look at the stats from Formal and Trippy from this series, it is hard to go against that and say, oh, I'm going to be able to step up and be the big boy, when these two have put their big boy pants on this morning and are very much showing up.
Over 11,000 damage for Formal. He's called the human UAV, but he's been doing other things today. Maximum damage, maximum pain inflicted on Sentinels. And as we kick off Game 3 then, all to do for Sentinels. They need the perfect break. They need to get the first round here on the board if they're going to believe.
And remember, it wouldn't be the tournament being over for Sentinels if they were to lose here. Still an elimination bracket would be waiting for them, depending what happens everywhere in the pool, but most likely is looking that way. For Optic Gaming, though, they would top the pool, and they would keep their seed going into that championship bracket. No points on the board just yet, but all 4 dead for Sentinels, so now Optic, this is where they get terrifying. They get that ball, they get set up, especially if they can take it over towards tower, which I think they will be able to here, as Trippy is continuing that fine form.
Trippy's putting on a clinic. A subtle movement top tower as well, with the camouflage, jumping so you evade the line of sight of that player you're about to descend on, just so he doesn't see that shimmer and you can do maximum damage before receiving a melee. Heads up plays from the players. That's why these are some of the best players at Halo Infinite on our screens. Trippy 5-2-1. There is exploits from that life, a killing spree. Lucid was the ball carrier, designated. Someone's got to do it. He will. Dead zone rotates it, throws the ball front base, puts it in no man's land, and makes it very difficult for Lethal and Co. to score any points.
Will Sentinels look back at this pool play performance and think 3-0'd by Quadrant, potentially 3-0'd by Optic? It doesn't give you that confidence going into the elimination bracket. You start to ask yourselves, I mean, are we gonna turn up? Are we gonna turn up to the Halo World Championship at all? We haven't even won a map when it comes to playing some of these top sides, but you look at the names on Sentinels, you look at the history throughout this season, it's been a very up and down season for them, and I guess that's something they can actually go off of. You could have a bad Friday here if you're Sentinels, but still hold on to the elimination bracket and then suddenly find your form at the right time on Saturday.
We have seen teams go on momentous runs in the elimination bracket. SSG springs to mind immediately. So not all doom and gloom, but you're right. The complexion on this team and maybe the mood in the camp is going to be very different after going 0-3 against these two teams, as opposed to maybe taking both to a Game 5 and narrowly missing out. The results matter. And Halo Infinite can be about momentum and indeed confidence. And Sentinels have got to be running low on both.
Falke has just picked up a couple of kills, and they should be able to get some ball control here. Falke does well just to nab that before he gets taken down, but is very low on shield, so really needs to work with the rest of the team to stop this Optic push. But look, it's not a comfortable setup because they had lost someone. They're kind of in between setups at the moment, and Optic can potentially take advantage of that.
Lethal waits for his shields to come back. He's got the stock rifle, so a very important piece on the board right now. 3 of the best shots connect onto Lucid. He tried to crouch and avoid the headshot, not doing. TJ heads up play, adjusts his aimer, locks in that headshot. Unfortunately for him though, the help didn't come. The work he was putting in with the stock rifle wasn't enough to really give his team any sort of advantage. They do come together there and combine to take out Formal, but unfortunately for them, Trippy's got the ball and he is a long, long way away.
Boo Boo might be the first player that comes across him, as Lucid though is going to try and full send it. Boo Boo's doing a lot of damage on the map right now. It's a double. It could have been a triple had he connected with that headshot previously. But he is certainly giving Sentinels a chance here, albeit a slim one. You might just need Optic to fall apart at this point. Can you make them implode from the inside? Is there any way you can get under the skin of Optic Gaming? It's very tough to do when you're 2-0 down.
You think it has to come in the shape and the form of a resounding, dominating round 1 victory here, but unfortunately Optic have already got 59 seconds. amongst the chaos that was happening on Boo Boo Doo Boo's screen over towards tower, Dead Zone was able to whisk away the camouflage. Not much doing though, not much damage done with it, not much progress made. Now they have a tower set up. You spoke about how structured Optic Gaming are. They love having setups, they love setting up the wall, and it's now for Sentinels to come and break it.
Optic are just so good at taking 1v2s. I think that's what always impresses me, that they can set up, see two people pushing them, and take the right angles to do enough damage in the fight, then back off, wait for the teammate, and then re-engage. The bait and switch is always a successful one from the green wall. As for Sentinels, they have been able to break somewhat, but with Boo Boo going down, it wasn't a chance for them to really toss that ball out and do anything with the break. And now they're on staggered spawns. Boo Boo and Lethal are down. Falcate and Precision need to wait, but they don't really have the time to wait. We're on 90 seconds already.
No time, you've got to go. Formal sitting pretty with the ball in his hand over towards PD. The push is not going to come quick enough. Optic Gaming are going to claim round one.
Was relatively comfortable in the end. Two big setups from Optic Gaming, and now they are so close to winning this series 3-0. Of course, our final official game of Friday here, but with it being this fast, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's other games still playing elsewhere. Remember, the rest of this pool also still needs to be decided. I believe Quadrant are still playing their last game as well. Sentinels maybe will be looking at that one a little bit curiously, saying, what does happen in that last one? Is there a way we end up in some sort of three-way tie?
I think you're right about how quickly this series has gone so far. Maybe that's what Sentinels just kind of want. Get this Friday over and done with. They haven't come out hot. They've been slow out the blocks. And they've been punished by Quadrant. And now, by the looks of things, by Optic Gaming. Maybe they want to get this day behind them and reset, go again tomorrow.
Some of our top teams often have shaky day ones. Optic very rarely. And I think at the Halo World Championship, they needed to do it for themselves to show that they are going to be the real deal. Show no weakness whatsoever, because ultimately you want to strike fear into your opposition. When they match you in that winner's bracket, they should know that you are in fine form, not that you've struggled against any team. I think Optic have certainly proved that so far today here on Friday.
It's been a real statement of intent thus far. The long road back for Sentinels if they're going to get back into this series here. Down by a round in the oddball. Down by 2 in the series. You have a lot of work to do. But while you have time, you still have a chance. Precision front base down to no shields. Dead Zone being pressured from behind over towards the Commando. Ultimately, it was enough to take him down. Perhaps now is the time to go. 2 down a piece on the map. But Loose is close to the ball. Lethal's going to get there too. He gets pressured, he gets taken down. Falcate will fall as well. They're trading all the meanwhile. The ball will not get picked up, and every second that passes by, you can think it only benefits Optic Gaming.
I could do that commentator curse thing and be like, there is no way Optic throw this map away now. And then Sentinels suddenly come back. That's what happened earlier on the Bravo stream, right? Sentinels were down heavily against Quadrant, and I said, this game's done.
246 to 10.
Like 10, and then suddenly Sentinels bring it back by a couple of 100 points. They don't win in the end, but it was very worrying. But that did prove that Sentinels can come back in any game. However, Quadrant and Optic, two different, very different competitors and very different playstyles.
Falcade still with the camo to play with. Dead Zone Tribute in the respawn screen. Formal will take this fight. Lucid will jiggle peek as well, making themselves very difficult kills. Lethal's there though to get one. Can he take down Lucid as well? Sliding forward over towards bottom middle. Lucid's position top tower, done more damage to ensure Lucid's shields remain popped. Good damage from Lethal. Falcade's isolated in the cafe, has to settle for a trade. Formal and Trippy combined to get a couple of kills. Ball now over towards the benches area as Lethal re-engages with Lucid.
Good amount of time for Sentinels. They're able to at least double their lead here, but again, Lucid just sneaks in, grabs that ball. Great heads-up play to recognize that there was no real shots on the map, and maybe eyes were trained elsewhere that he could just move on in, grab it, and now gain some time. And just like that, the lead that Sentinels worked so hard to gain has been negated almost instantly just with one ball pull.
He managed to get that ball time whilst all 4 members of Sentinels were still on the map, so taking advantage of the lull in shots. I think he read that one perfectly. I think you're right. Trippy now, back tram. Ball is over towards the garbage area. He's got Boo Boo Doo Boo below him. Lethal's down bottom middle. Precision will put a shot on him now. They have that information to Sentinels exactly where Trippy is positioned. Falcate though. Making this one a difficult task. Boobadooboo slides in. 2 kills go in their favor. Good for Sentinels. They can move this ball over towards the Commando and really start to put distance between them and Optic Gaming. Unfortunately, though, camouflage about to pop. Probably the worst possible timing for it.
Looking across at the stats, it's interesting to see Dead Zone leading the way in kills. No objective time. How many times has Dead Zone been like objective player of the weekend, right? When his stats have been insane with his objective work, and arguably was brought onto this team to be an objective player. But Optic are one of these squads that when they recognize a team is a player is playing well, they allow them to flourish. They give them the opportunity and say, actually, no, you know what? You're playing well. I'll grab the ball. I'll make sure I grab the flag. You keep doing what you're doing because you're finding success. You're hot right now.
If you're vibing, you keep doing you, boo. And that's what Dead Zone has been doing here. How he would desperately want to win the World Championship here. Of course, we harp on the story dropped by Space Station at the start of the year for Legend. Both teams have had stark contrast seasons. SSG only dropping 1 tournament so far all season long. Of course, that was at HCS London and not to Optic Gaming, 2 phase. And for Optic, it's been a season of second places. And boy, oh boy, do they need this one. This World Championship could change the complete complexion of their season if they could win the big one here.
I mean, a season of second places would sound great for a lot of teams, but for Optic Gaming, it is not what they are searching for. It is not the reason why they made the change. They wanted another championship. They wanted plenty more trophies. But as you mentioned, this one could make up for all those they just about missed up in the previous. 47-79. Sentinels still have the lead here. 1 minute 40 left on the clock, so Sentinels kind of have that on their side, but Lucid is again being a nuisance here with the ball, and he's got support from the rest of the team. This could be a big amount of time, but that is a great nade and work from Boobadooboo.
Ball drop. Dead Zone backs away.
Enemy has the ball.
4 moves left to fall. Precision eats a lot of commando shots. Huge damage being done by the commando. Falcane's forced back in the tires. Camouflage has popped up. Dead Zone holding forward. Using the repulsor to get rid of those grenades and swat them away. Unfortunately, 10 seconds remain for Optic Gaming. They've got to get close to the ball. They're in a similar situation that Sentinels were in round 1. And we could be about to get all tied up here in the oddball. Nobody on the side of Optic Gaming in position. Oddball will go 1-1.
There is still life in Sentinels just yet. And Optic just need to be careful they do not give Sentinels a ticket back into this series. You don't want to give them that momentum. You don't want to even give them that little bit of belief or hope. You just want to shut them down immediately. Sadly for Optic, they just couldn't get that ideal setup that they had found in round 1. Sentinels did very well at disrupting it time and time again. Are we going to see a different approach now from Optic? Do they up the speed a little bit? Because it was a very slow game, and maybe that allowed Sentinels just too much time to think.
And there is almost an oddball hangover when you win round 1, particularly if it's comfortable. You get led into a false sense of security and you almost fall into a lull. Have Optic Gaming been guilty of that? Sentinels have put them in that position. Lethal almost winning that 1v1. That would have been huge as well. Can he escape with the camouflage? The answer is yes. Lethal putting in huge work here. 18, 16, and 16. Trying to pull his team forward.
I was going to say the fact he survived was going to be massive, but sadly not able to continue in that way. Traded out in the end. Trippy will go down. Big double kill for Falcated, my player to watch in this series. And he's done all right so far. 19 and 20 is nothing to scream and shout about. It's been more Boobadooboo who's been the playmaker, it has to be said. And he is now going to have the chance to get some real ball time over towards Tram. Lucid's going to be the biggest worry over at Arcade, though. A big 1v1 with him and Boo Boo.
I think you're right, highlighting Boobadooboo. 24 kills, 15, 22. Couple that with the fact that he has the most ball time by a considerable margin on his team. And for Optic, Lucid putting in perfect work as well. 21, 13, and 20 with 69 points of ball time.
Nice.
Nice. Ball down over towards Garbage then. Scooped up by Optic Gaming, pushing it over towards Commando. Lucid soaring forward, trying to catch fresh spawners unawares. Into a corner he goes, and he sets the trap.
Falcated doesn't quite walk into the trap. Lucid springs it early. He is able to gain a lot of information there. provide that to the rest of the team that actually there's only going to be one player over towards Pink, but Precision, he's found him, but Lucid said doesn't matter. Help from a grenade. Now 2 are dead on either side here.
Lethal's got camo again, and he survived. Enemy has the ball. Just picking the pockets of Optic Gaming. What influence can he have now as he pushes forward? Grenades go down, Trippy spotting out the camouflage player. Very little health left to play with. Lethal soars in, tries to use the cover of the shroud screen as well, just until his camouflage reactivated. Ball dropped. As he descends now down the front base. Ball down in no man's land. You can see he wants to get close to it. He wants to put time on the board for his team. 2 members of Optic Gaming positioned over towards Cafe. Falcade could be in big trouble if he's not careful. Wisely backs down. Ball remains on the floor until this very moment. It's been scooped up for just a second.
Yeah, that was down to dead zone. Last remaining player had ball, was able to put it out into no man's land, as you mentioned. And that really has kept Optic ahead here. Sentinels could have scooped up a lot of time had he not been able to toss that ball out. Now instead, they still find themselves 12 points behind. Again, it isn't a dominant performance in the moment from Optic. Sentinels are doing very well at keeping this competitive, but with 3 going down, it's going to be more ball time. They just need to find that last remaining player, and they do see him over towards the tram side. But in the moment, they are just holding angles. They almost want them to cross. They almost want them to push the ball here.
Enemy has the ball. Falcade goes down in a pretty advantageous position as he was very pushed forward on the ball carrier. Boobadooboo answers back with a huge double kill with some massive grenades. Lucid and Dead Zone now have to scamper towards the ball, scamper to do some damage. Precision was down to no shields. He re-engages both players down. And camouflage on the horizon, just about to pop out the oven. This one could be huge for what way this game is going to swing. Lethal in the 1v1, Lucid wins it.
Really would love to see those grenades from Boobadooboo as well. I mean, the setup was quite clear for Optic Gaming. It was have those players over towards the upper side of Tram, wait for the cross, and then just all deal damage from the angle that they had in bottom middle. But the nades from Boo Boo just really shook things up, and now Optic will find themselves behind potentially here as Boo Boo has the ball. He does toss out just before they gain the lead, but they have been able to get back into this one and keep this game alive.
Sentinel starting to build now, maybe getting some confidence flowing. A lot of players getting closer to being positive in the sleighs, working better as a team. Maybe just planting the seed of doubt in Optic Gaming that this one's not going to be as easy as it looked like it was going to be after the first couple of games. Lethal gets a double kill. Falcade gets one as well. Formal's inside Tram. Lethal prioritizes getting the ball, maybe with him being down no shields. Yes, he does. Throws it towards Tram. Taking shots, but somehow, some way, stays alive.
Sentinels are doing so much better in their team fights now as well. They are surviving a lot more. They're not as easy a kill as they were in the previous game. And that just means they are able to be on top here. They are making it so difficult for Optic Gaming, and they are getting good ball time. Lethal still scoring here. And just hold on a second. You might have thought this series is done. Optic about to blow Sentinels into the water, out of the water. Doesn't matter. 3-0 was what we were thinking. There is still a chance the Sentinels keep this one alive.
Creeping towards that 100-point threshold. A lot of Optic Gaming members pretty far away. Lucid's the closest one over towards the L. Trippy drops down on the B steps. Lucid puts down more damage, pops the shields of Lethal. Lethal is forced to play the ball. Did he get it out? The answer is yes. Over towards the front base. For third time of asking, he has finally tossed it out. Falcade gets taken care of. Boo Boo goes towards the camouflage, gets taken out by Dead Zone. These final innings in this game, these final passages of play, 4 dead for Sentinels, camouflage, ball. Optic Gaming have everything they need.
Dead Zone just logged in his 37th kill. He's going to need to find probably upward of 40 though, if Optic are going to win this one. And he has eyes trained on these players over towards Arcade. Does have the camera to work with, but he's been spotted out. This is a massive opening now for Sentinels. The ball has to be played. 3 go down. Trippy just needs to try and play his life here and delay as much as possible. Not able to do so. Sentinels need 15, and they may just be able to get it off of this.
They need 10 seconds. Time is running out for Optic Gaming. All of a sudden, the script has been flipped. Sentinels showing signs of life. Just planting the seed of doubt in Optic Gaming. Sentinels not going away in a clean sweep fashion. They bounce back. 2-1 now, the series score.
Sentinels wake up here in Friday. Is it a little bit too late? Is there a little bit too much to do to try and reverse sweep Optic Gaming? Well, they've certainly planted the seed of doubt in Optic's minds, but now can they actually make that seed grow? A fantastic comeback after going 1-0 down and really having their backs against the wall. For Optic, I don't think they'll be too worried, but maybe a little bit disheartened, especially on a map and mode that they are usually so solid on. Round 1 was sound. Structure was there. They were able to get set up. They were able to be comfortable. Everything was happy, fine, and dandy. And then Sentinel said, actually, I think we made that a bit too easy for Optic. Why weren't we trying to break it quicker? Why were we constantly waiting for the perfect time? They were waiting until there was always 4 up, and it was a predictable push, time and time again. They said, look, let's maybe start sending just individuals behind enemy lines, and Bubu did just that. Bubu was time and time again finding 1-2 kills to disrupt the setup of Optic Gaming, getting that ball out of their hands, and because of it, they were able to then use that momentum into round 3, and they will find the victory.
And it was the avenues and the lanes and the timing Bubu had in that game. Almost just threading the needle every single time, getting behind enemy lines. Falcate had done it a couple of times as well. Just getting behind Optic Gaming, making it very difficult, particularly when they had those SRAM setups. They found success in game number 3. And looking at the series layout then, 3-0 Argyle CTF, it was easy. Live Fire Slayer, routine. Oddball Streets though, all of a sudden Sentinels find their feet, they find their footing in this series. King of the Hill recharge. The issue and the concern I now have, Dan, is we had a look at the graphic. There was a lot of bars and a lot of things trending towards Optic Gaming.
They were, but they also were for Oddball Streets, so at least there's that to go off for Sentinels, and it is another mapping mode which is a slow one, a methodical one about setting up, so again, I would lean towards it being a favourite for Optic Gaming, and you can see the difference in terms of King of the Hill throughout the entire season. In terms of matches played, I mean, Optic have played far more King of the Hill because they've, of course, got further in the tournament, they've played more series, and they still have a better win rate than Sentinels.
This one's not done just yet. Our final series of the night, the Green Wall, not able to get it done in 3. Sentinels being a thorn in their side, making it difficult. And maybe now, they can start to believe that a Game 5 is not only possible, but a series win is possible.
To try and reverse sweep the Green Wall is not something that many teams are able to do. For Sentinels, if they want to be in the winner's bracket tomorrow, they have to beat Optic Gaming. They cannot afford to go down here, otherwise it would be the most likely an elimination bracket, depending what happens in the Quadrant Series elsewhere. I don't want to start thinking about 3-way ties, my brain starts to get confused, I start going cross-eyed.
That's a frazzling. And if you're watching from Europe, from ANZ, good morning, good night, whatever fits your billing right now, we thank you for tuning in and watching, and of course for everybody here live. Aren't you happy you stayed awake or you got up to watch Optic Gaming against Sentinels? Because this one could go the distance.
I mean, at this point, even if you're on the east coast of North America, you still, thank you for staying up late. It's starting to get later all around the world. It's still in the early evening, I'd say, here in Seattle, and still plenty of Halo to be played if Sentinels keep playing in the way they are in the previous, but Optic will look to try and finish this off right here, right now. And just to get this first hill, I think would be massive for Optic. You know, after losing that initial, or the second oddball round, they maybe got a little bit deflated. And now getting this one back on the board, they say, look, we're not going to let it dishearten us whatsoever.
For Optic Gaming, that settled the nerves. As perhaps had Sentinels taken the first hill, the heckles would have been up and would have been cause for concern, but all of a sudden now you have a base, a foundation to build upon. Lucid then with the shock rifle, still playing with it. Still got work to do. 1 shot remaining. And some sort of unorthodox speed boost as he zipped over towards tower. Not interested in getting inside the hill just yet. Has got to clear out with a couple of slays. But all 4 members of Sentinels positioned towards tower and indeed elevator. As they now start to rotate towards pipes, does Bubu. And a 1v1 against Formal. Lucid with the grapple. Pops the camouflage. No shock rifle to play with. But he can start to get information for his team. He can start to apply pressure and start turning that screw.
It's very important that Lucid stayed alive as well. When he had that grapple, we knew he just had to get to this side of the map and then wait and pick his moment, and the camouflage would be his. There's an easy stick onto Lethal. Just ran straight into the reticle. And Lucid, again, is just avoiding all sightlines, being a right nuisance. teammate almost kills him.
Sticky business, having the camouflage inside the hill. Lethal spawning over towards goal. It's always a very difficult place to spawn. You have to cover a lot of ground. Unless you go glass, you go long haul. You can tell Lethal wanted to try and put as much damage down, apply as much pressure to Elusive whilst he was in the hill. Falcated is there, and they can start to progress this second hill. And they need it because Optic have already put a lot of time on this second one.
A lot of time. If they break it one more time, it should be a 2-0. So Optic do have a little bit of time to work with as well. You can kind of wait a little bit, wait for those spawns, make sure they are a healthy 4, and then look to try and break. Trippy just trying to gain some information and do some damage initially to the hill player, and now Lucid comes in to finish it off. So good work from Optic Gaming to use their angles effectively.
Falcade was doing some really good poke damage. Shot 3 players. Continues to do damage. Formal falls down. Killing spree, double kill. Locked in for Falcade. They need players like Falcade to come to the fore here and now. Another kill locked in. And just now, you can start to believe it's Optic Gaming somehow, some way, sneak in and whisk that second hill away. Trippy does it again.
Actually, kind of genius from Dead Zone. I was kind of wincing a little bit when he re-challenged, but I think it might have been purposeful. I think he wanted to keep the attention away from Falcated because he saw that the team were going in the hill. He said, actually, yeah, I'm happy for you to take these shots onto me. I'm happy for you to challenge because we're going to go 2-0 up. And even though Falcated is on a killing spree, got 8 kills, getting a double, they are 2-0 down here.
A lot of kills going down, but a lot of kills going down in the wrong place as that hill has rotated. Boo Boo Doo though, has got the camouflage. Members of Optic Gaming towards Tower and Blue Plat. Maybe they can put their first hill on the board here. Over towards Whirlpool. Optic Gaming have it all to do to break this setup. Boo Boo can just sit in a position to get information. Pops formal shields, but the exact same damage comes back his way. Perhaps an opening for Dead Zone to get over across top elevator. He opts to stay instead. Grenade will hit the floor, and a trade for Dead Zone and Boo Boo.
As we celebrate the 10 years of the HCS, I will say that one of the most iconic moments of Halo history has to be Boo Boo Doo Boo with the Force Choke in London. I think that will always be on the record books as now Sentinels will put 1 point on the board. It's 2-1. They are very much still in this one, despite losing the opening 2 hills here.
2-1 in the series, 2-1 in the game then. All to play for here. Trippy will eventually get taken care of. Precision with the plasma pistol. Formal will go down. Boo Boo was there as well. Fortunately though, Dead Zone and Lucid are in a position to make sure that this Blue Plat hill doesn't get any progress on it. Making it very difficult whilst they wait for Formal and Trippy to spawn back up. They have now done so. Formal's on glass. Trippy's over towards gold. And Sentinels do step inside the hill. They do have about a quarter of the progress they need to secure this second hill and tie this game up. But you know Optic Gaming are not panicking right now. They are comfortable in the position they're in. Where's he going?
Zips to his death. And really, the positioning for quite a while from Precision was, I want to hold top white and I want to do as much damage as possible, but Lucid was able to come from behind and take him down. But all the meanwhile, Sentinels were still scoring. They are closing in on tying this one up. These hills have been brilliant from Sentinels. They've been far more patient. They haven't been throwing themselves at Optic this time. They might be rewarded here with a second hill of their own, but Dead Zone maybe has something to say about it.
Sentinels have been working way better in tandem with one another, baiting and switching, capitalizing on the damage that's being done. The bait and switch has been on point now, but that could soon change. As now the Optic Gaming machine starts to roll. Formal camouflage shock rifle connects with one, and they now have complete control of this Blue Plat. All the work Sentinels have put in could be undone by Formal with a shock rifle and a camouflage.
Just lining them up and knocking them down. And Sentinels look a little bit scared to push out, but they need to start thinking about how they break out of this elevator side. Need someone to maybe do a little bit of info scouting here, and it's Falcated who just slides across, gets that info of where the shock rifle is just from the missed shot. And now everyone pushes out, but they push out to their demise. All 4 are down, and Optic maybe are going to steal this hill away from Sentinels.
How quickly your fortunes can change if you get a power-up and a power weapon, and you put it in the hands of a man like Formal. 3-1 the score now. Optic Gaming put real breathing space between them and Sentinels. With 2 minutes on the clock, Sentinels now back in peril.
That could be the final nail in the coffin for this series. Sentinels need to find 2 hills with 1 minute 50 left on the clock. And it is going to be a bottom middle hill as well to try and get something here. So Optic are very much just going to use the clock to their advantage. They're going to play time. They will not want to step foot into this hill, apart from maybe to grab a camouflage.
Will Sentinels now be ruining the almost hills that they had? They were whisked away. The one in blue comes to mind. Trippy snuck inside the hill. Dead Zone had the attention of Falcade. Those little moments, when they go against you, they can really be the nail in your coffin. Boo Boo has the camouflage. It's been traded out. The wind conditions get taken away once more. Lethal over towards goal pipes, peeks, jiggles, shoots, gets a kill combining with Falcated. But time is running out here for Sentinels in pool play.
Still confused how Falcade got that kill. I think Trippy was a bit confused how he got that kill as well. He shot his heels, but he is able to take him down.
Right in the Achilles.
Optic doing very well to just keep Sentinels out of this hill and making sure that that clock is going to really be against them. They can afford to really let this one slip and be 3-2 up as well. You just want to make sure you use and eat up as much time as possible.
Play Slayer, it's eat away the clock. Sentinels inside the hill now. 47 seconds as it stops on a dime. Boo Boo Doo Boo needs to have the same influence Formal did. First shot is a swing and a miss. Trippy over towards Glass. It's about to shut down the shock rifle player. Precision's over towards goal. Trippy gets one more. Lethal answers back with another double kill, but Lethal falls. Falcade on single stack. Can he do the damage required? He has the shock rifle, but every single time the time dwindles down, it only benefits Optic Gaming now.
Yeah, Optic are loving taking these fights. They're saying, actually, if your attention is on us, it's not in the hill. Sentinels do step in again, though. 27 seconds on the clock. If they can score with 7 seconds left, there is still a chance, albeit it will be difficult. But Optic are going to have to work hard still to win this game. Yes, they have eaten away a lot of that time, but Sentinels do secure another one. 24 seconds then to try and find a third to tie us up.
Have Sentinels been able to rotate towards the new hill, or did Optic Gaming give it up tactically? Optic Gaming all positioned towards goal. Lucid and Trippy are there. Formal gets a kill as he bare knuckle boxes his way out of trouble. Boo Boo's in goal, but nobody's in the hill. Lethal's going to be the man to put his life on the line. Lethal falls down. Formal keeps on shooting. Sentinels hit the floor, and Optic Gaming win the series 3-1.
Much to the delight of the Green Wall fans here in Seattle. They have traveled from all areas of North America and maybe even the rest of the world, for all I know, with how popular Optic is nowadays. Sadly for Sentinels, they gave it their best and they were able to come back into things with an oddball win, but you have to look back at the Slayer, I think, the Map 2 Slayer, one of their better maps and modes. Had they won that, this could look like a very different series indeed.
Optic Gaming, the organization, its very foundations built upon winning championships, winning world championships. And Seattle has been kind to them in the past. They already have a world championship from year 1, looking to make it a second in year 3 here. They put Sentinels to the sword, quadrant taken care of. They're 3-0 in the pools and looking to sail into Saturday.
Optic Gaming, it's job done. It is chalk another team off the list of taking them down and start to focus on bigger and better opponents. As they start to now look and see, oh, well, how did FaZe do? How did Space Station do? How are they looking here in Seattle? Certainly Optic Gaming are looking good. Yes, they drop a map, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think maybe after they went 1-0 up, I think you mentioned it, they thought it was just going to be a comfortable breeze after shutting down Sentinels time and time again. The Sentinels just had that one last burst of energy, that final caffeine hit just before to say, actually, we've got one left in us. But then sadly, they go down to the Green Wall in the end.
I think someone we have to talk about is Formal. How good he was in that series. How good he almost is every single time we're watching him, Dan. Damage put down, kills, the output from that man. He's a human turret.
Yeah, he will go down as one of the best, if not the best, console players of all time with the accolades that he has. And I'm sure if he was to add another World Championship on his belt, then we might be just bowing at this point. Build a statue for him, for all I care. He has been phenomenal.
Well, no statue right now, but Blaze has got him on the main stage for an interview. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Dan and Sher. Seattle, make some noise for Optic Gaming. And let's get some H4Fs in the chat as well, because I got Foreman with me on the main stage. Formal 3-0 against Sentinels here. Talk to me about what was the game plan to go up against these guys and how you feeling with the day?
Well, it was 3-1, but I mean, we just wanted to play our game. Like, we knew every team we were going to play is going to be, you know, nothing we've haven't seen yet. So we just knew if we played the way we should, and we did. So
you guys definitely did. Okay, made sure that you stayed cool, calm, and collected in that series to be able to pull this one out. Now, it's been a year since we've been here at Worlds. Okay, you know, you guys have had a few seconds this season. You guys been playing lights out, most consistent team in the league, but. Are you feeling more confident at this Worlds this year than you were last year coming into it?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I feel like we're doing a lot of things right every event. To get back to the final, it's really hard. So I'm hoping that this is just the event. We put it all together and, pull through.
I think this could be the event y'all pull it through. You got a lot of people out here in this crowd cheering for you and a lot of people at home as well, okay? Lastly, you got a big day coming up here tomorrow. What do you want to say to these fans in the venue and the ones at home that's ready to cheer you guys on all day?
We hear you guys, for real. Thank you guys so much. So just keep it up all weekend. Thank you guys.
All right, they say they're going to get it done for you, Optic fans. Make some more noise for Optic Gaming on the stage. And Lot, take us away.
Thank you so much, Blaze. There we go. Green Wall, some really good things coming out of your Optic Gaming roster to end your night. The first day here of the Halo World Championships. Whew, clutch Tony. I mean, a really good series, to be perfectly honest. I think we saw a couple of times where Optic were tested. Sentinels really kind of pushing them a little bit further than I think we had kind of anticipated based on what Sentinels were bringing to the table heading into that series. But Optic Gaming just looking really good, and in certain moments where they were kind of challenged and potentially capitalized on, they bounced right back, and that is testament to the teamwork, I think, and kind of the growth and things that they've been doing kind of in the back rooms heading into this championship to ensure that when they do potentially make it to that grand final spot, that they take the trophy this time around.
Game 1 was awesome if you're an Optic fan. You got to see Lucid with the snipe, then Formal with the snipe, then back to Lucid with the snipe, then back to Formal with the snipe, and they were all making plays. I mean, it's so difficult to try and deal with that power curve that the S7 brings, especially when both of them are on killing sprees with the sniper rifles. There's about nothing you can do from the answers of Sentinels, but good on Sentinels to come back here in this game 3 that was the Streets oddball, and one of Optic's strongest game types, definitely the strongest mode in my opinion. They really set the bar on oddball, so Sentinels did rebound, they did show some signs of life, but Optic were in the driver's seat once again when they got their hands on the shock rifle here on recharge, and that was pretty much the big difference maker for me as well. Like, those shock rifle shots giving Optic the advantage to play from the lead the entire game. I
think Tony also on the side of Sentinel, some interesting decisions being made, and I think at times the chaos got the better of them, not knowing what to do in certain moments and not making the right decisions. And I know you can have a couple of those during a series or a map and you often bounce back, but it seems to be time and time again we were seeing a little bit of uncertainty coming across from this roster. What did you make of the gameplay?
Yeah, I don't want to beat Sentinels up too much. Like, obviously, Optic did enough of that 3-1, to be honest with you. But I mean, they can't get outslayed by over 50 kills. You can't get out assisted by 50 kills. You can't get out damaged by almost 8,000 damage. It's just, you can't expect for Optic to look as comfortable as they did and for you to get the win. So Sentinels, you have to show us something for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I got to say, also a little bit strange to see Precision also on a difficult run there in that series. Not often we see him at the bottom, the KD for his team there. So I think a big bounce back needed from him. But with the rest of the roster as well, Optic Gaming, though, looking so good, especially heading into tomorrow, because of course we'll take a look at the pools. There were potentials there for that pool B, that pool of death, to have some certain implications based on the results of that. And Clutch, you were actually talking to me about that during the series and about what certain score lines meant in certain situations. And I think at one point, even if Sentinels had won that series, the implications were going to be very difficult.
Yeah, after Optic won 2 games, that was all going to be Sentinels going to the elimination bracket. Sentinels needed a 3-1 or better, and even in order to have any sign of life for a winner's bracket hope. But as soon as that went to a game 3, they were down to that series is already over. So the real thing that you're playing for is just to build momentum, to build some confidence. Sentinels were maybe able to do that in game 3. Game 4 was also solidly competitive from their stack. Well, we can talk about the other pools and the other upsets that have actually happened. Dark Inside getting the better of Native Gaming earlier today, and they're going to be able to go to bracket play. Native Gaming out of the tournament. Complexity losing to Akave is going to put Akave in the winner's bracket as well. So a lot of teams that we might not have predicted to end up in the winner's bracket actually going to be there. We'll see who they stack up against when we see the actual bracket, though.
Yeah, I think some big movements have been made here from some teams. Some certainly wildcard rosters who are coming forward. Excited to see what they do in the championship bracket tomorrow. But our KD leaderboard, you can see right now, heading that one up. It is our season MVP Legend right at the top of the chart. We see Royal 2 right underneath, his duo Snakebite as well, Formal and Lucid. I gotta say, that's a pretty stacked KD leaderboard right now.
Gosh, Legend is so cool.
He is.
He is so, cool. I want to beat him so bad.
Hey, you can if you want to when you grow up.
I was half the player Legend was, and that's respect on my career.
I was about to say, I've never heard you say anything of that kind of
I mean, if I was half a Legend, then I was making plays, because that kid is constantly making plays.
He certainly is special, and special is what they're going to need here on the winner's side of things. Space Station versus Quadrant, so a little bit of a rivalry potentially there. I'm sure his teammates, his past teammates are going to be super happy for him. So that one's going to be a little bit of a difficult one on the back of his MVP trophy win that he picked up today. FaZe Clan take on Cloud9. Shopify find themselves with the Carve Esports, and Optic Gaming will take on ITB, which I'm really excited about because ITB, they're on a run this tournament. We've said that a couple of times this season, Tony, but I do think based on what we've seen from Into the Breach, I don't think it's fluky right now. I think they're having a tournament. I think they have worked on some things behind the scenes, and they're looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, the future for European Halo is really right between ITB and Quadrant. They've both been fantastic, and although you're going up against a team like Optic Gaming, I'm excited to watch Wuta. I mean, the man's on mouse and keyboard going up against all that aim assist, and he's still looking deadly on the map. So, excited to see what ITB have for us. We'll see if they can beat the likes of OG.
Indeed. On the other side of things, though, we have, of course, our elimination bracket and who's already going to be in there waiting in the wings. This is a tough one. Heading into day 2 of your World Championships and knowing that you already cannot mess up. There is no room for error in this run. This round 1 is going to be tough. Dark Inside, Pure, Sentinels, and Complexity. And I think, honestly, just looking at this bracket, the whereabouts Sentinels and Complexity have ended up on the same side of things, again, is going to be tough because they could potentially match up in that round 2 depending on who falls down, and that in itself is just going to be rough. Like, this is not what either of these teams had in mind coming into this tournament. To know that they're potentially going to be facing each other as well, like, that is on the cards for them, let alone who might drop down. Oh boy.
Yeah, they need to be worried about who's dropping down before they worry about any further places in the bracket. They had not proven or earned the spot, the next step in the bracket, and having come out both third in their pools today, they have proven that there's teams in the winner's bracket that have beaten them that should not have. So if I'm them, the bracket doesn't really matter. We got to figure out a way to win a series now.
I know, that is definitely got to be definitely on the minds going into your hotel room tonight and thinking about what you want to do. Yeah, the sleeping is going to be difficult for sure. Your mind will be tossing and turning, but I know I certainly will be because I'm so excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow is the championship bracket. Make sure you guys are tuning in 12 p.m. Pacific time. You don't want to miss the action. Day 1 has been just electric so far. I mean, pool play always gets better each and every event. I just did not expect what would be happening in day 1 here at the Halo World Championships. Day 2, we head into the championship bracket where you really cannot fall short, because if you do, you're going to be going home if you're on that other side of things in the elimination bracket. So you don't want to be doing that. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Cannot wait to get to bed and get ready for tomorrow. And we'll see you for plenty more Halo World Championships heading away here in Seattle.
beautiful college. I mean, it's Saturday. I hope it's open. Oh, here, yeah. Oh, it's closed? Damn. Oh, that's the boat right there. Look, Uncle. Perfect, right? Mark there, right there. No. I mean, it looks like it's closed, but we can check out these boats. Man, that's perfect boat. What is this place? It looks like it's not even open. What? No. Not open? No open. We want to park, and then we can just look. I just want to see the boats. That one right there, Uncle. Right here. This one is the perfect one. Look. This one right there. That shit's small and good. Or no, that's Tamahatsu Thailand one right there. Look at that with the engine and everything. Fuck, hold on. Let me get out real quick. Let's take a closer look, then I can Google it and see where we can get them. Let me see what chat thinks. Damn, this one looks lit right there, bro. Right, perfect size. The Bow Rider Tohatsu. Damn, that engine looks fucking great, right? What about that one right there, the Marlin Cruiser? That shit looks a little fucked up. I don't know if I can, I would probably be scared. It's a good little fishing boat. Look, it's got the trolling things on the back too. This one is perfect right here, the Tohatsu one. These actually might be for sale, like secondhand boats. I just want to get the name of the company right here. This boat. I mean, they got boats on the inside. Damn, that boat on the inside looks lit. Hello? Hello? Pick up, pick up. Pick up. Anyone work here? Damn, that fucking sucks, man. It's closed. Damn, that one in the inside looks really nice. This one doesn't look like a fishing boat. That shit ain't no fishing boat. I mean, these are definitely second-hand boats, but that's probably better than getting a new boat, right? I think out of all the boats, I like this one the best. That shit looks good right here. I'm gonna take a picture of it so that way we can remember. All of them seem to have this name, Bow Rider. I took a picture of it, and then I'll do a little bit more research and see if we can't make like a deal on a second-hand boat or some shit. I mean, they got new boats on the inside. I mean, it's a big warehouse, bro. Oh, that shit looks like it's out of business, though. Yeah, Uncle, what do you think? This one good, right? This one okay. Okay. Right? Always be talking to John's uncle. Damn, you always be talking to girls. 2, 1, 2. No. What's she talking? Alright, we're gonna go to Uncle's place. I mean, I tried to go to the boat place, but they were closed. Maybe I can find one on the way to where he's going. Right now, we're going the opposite way. There's a lot of boat companies. That wasn't the only one. Like, I feel like I can get a boat for like 300,000. You know? I mean, maybe someone will even swap. Like a swap. You want a race car? I want a race boat. You turn there?
Dude.
Yeah, your place.
No, you did.
Okay. They got like a lot of like marine stores. I remember seeing a place that was like Honda boats and shit like that. Oh, whatever. You gotta be a millionaire to have a boat. Like a real nice boat. Only millionaire.
Your mama? Oh no, I don't want to fuck your mama, because your mama is a dirty, trashy bitch. She always has been. Yeah. Motherfucker, you want to... What's up, bro? What's up, bro? He's so powerful. What you doing, bitch? You got something. You powerful? Are you powerful? Bitch! Go the fuck back home. What's up, bro? One more?
Wooden boat. The shit that we be using when we go out with the dudes. Yeah, I mean, their shit ain't no fucking expensive. I just need some to get out on the water so we don't have to pay all the, what do you call it, the prices. The motherfuckers be charging a lot. That's a good little side business too, like fishing charter. You can make some money. People be charging like $100 a head. Although I don't think I could do that because my skin would be dark as fuck. Like, you get really tan. Every single fishing dude that I see, they're tan as hell. That's like skin cancer. don't know. Well, once again, like I said, I just was interested to see how much they are. It's all just a fantasy until you start getting numbers, and then I start to be like, is it possible? Yeah, I don't even know like where I would store it. Before I had enough room to put a boat at my house, but now we ain't got no room to put the boat at the house, so that's also another thing to consider, like where do you store the boat? Hire Uncle to run it. He would too, so we did talk about that last night a little bit. I mean, that's a fucking full-time job, one that he would probably enjoy, but it takes some skills to be a captain, bro. You can't just get into a boat and pretend like you know all that shit. I think you got to get a license. Maybe not, I don't know.
But
I don't know, you're talking about other people that fish? Sus the girl showing titty and you didn't even get banned. I didn't show titty.
Should I be born? I deserve to not be a snore. Got these bitches thoughts laying on the floor. This is my crime.
See on the video, like I wasn't paying attention. Like, yo, I was actually kind of shocked. And then I instructed her right away, like, yo, put those lavish, you know, wonderful, you know, things away, because that ain't happening on my channel. Succulent titties away, you know what I mean? You gotta put them succulent little titties away. Did it get clipped? Hell yeah, I got the clip. I sent that shit right to the fucking admin. They were like, yeah, you didn't do nothing. I was like, hell yeah, I didn't do nothing. They knew, like, it's not like, it would be a lot different if I was the person, like, who was like, yo, show your breath. I didn't know. Like, my head was literally drinking a beer. I was like this. And then I looked down and she already covered up. Then I was like, what? And then a second later, she tried to do it again. I'm like, nah, you can't be doing that. You can hear me on the video saying you can't do that. I mean, I don't know what you guys consider a grope. My hand was on the seat. It just so happened that it looked like my hand was, you know what I mean, on that very, very juicy, warm to the touch, makes a person feel alive ass, you know what I mean? Like, my hand wasn't on her ass, though. My hand was on the seat right behind it. But it's just those camera angles. I've never been good with the camera angles. You guys know that ever since the karaoke. I gotta get better with camera angles. Even Ice used to point that shit out to me. He's like, yo, you gotta do better with your camera angles. Last night was wholesome, man.
ครับผมน่าจะค่ำครับพี่ว่าพี่ไม่ได้ไปชมมีได้ไงพี่ว่าจะพาเด็กๆไปเล่นน้ำที่ไอ้ลุงเล็กแหละหรือคุณนายกลับไปอ๋อส่วนลุงเล็กอ๋อได้ถ้านายกลับช้าไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวพี่ไปรับหลุยถ้านึกว่านายกลับไปก็ให้เอาตัวไปอีกอันนึงไงอ๋อนายจับมือใช่ไหมครับผมไม่รู้ว่าเขาจะไปผมไม่รู้ว่าเขาจะไปไหนต่อไงตอนนี้กำลังพาเขาไปวัดต่อไม่รู้น่าจะไปบ่ายเย็นๆนะพี่อ๋องั้นพี่ไปรับลุยดีกว่าพี่ไม่ได้มาพัทยาใช่ป่ะไม่ได้ไปโอเคพี่จะไปพักไปที่มัน
อยู่บ้านม้าก็เลยไปนครนายกพอดีครับ
Yeah, nothing worse than going to a show. I need to get something to drink, man. My throat. Yeah, careful, man. Maybe. McDonald's drive-thrus.
He said what? He actually spoke and he said on some bitch shit. Of course, on some bitch shit.
ที่กำลังจะไปมีร้านกาแฟ
Granted, on some bitch shit. Me, I'm telling a whole different story.
Okay, watch out.
Like she gets what she deserves.
Man, just pay attention to the road.
I mean, I wrote me and you. I took her to meet Puffy. When it was said and done, they were fucking. I was left in the dust.
I don't like when
Now she's getting slapped and want me to give a fuck. Fuck out
taking their eyes off the road. Just get us to where we're going in life.
That's what I would say. And you would, all of you men in the chat would be saying the same thing
Sus,
too.
you are one of the few streamers with 0% bots according to the new
There's always
botted
a responsible
site.
side
I
of you
don't
that
bot.
says,
I try to tell you that, guys.
Anybody getting slapped is not a
Forever.
good thing.
You
But
think I'm smart enough?
me also getting left in the dust if I take you to a meeting and you fucking the guy that took you to go meet behind my back and leaving me stranded, that shouldn't happen either. So, you know, things happen. Things happen. Sometimes karma's a bitch. But then you double that by, then she gets 30 million for it. And so now you're just like, oh, really? Really? Arm. Everything is fine except the patch that the patch where I pulled skin whenever I would take off my bandage. Man, Diddy's in jail right now thinking, man, I should have gone and seen Russell Simmons in Bali. Diddy, man, listen, Diddy. When if they give you, nah, he should. Hey, yeah, that's just sad. Am I cooking tonight? No, not tonight. I'm no cook. Oh, I'm cooking music though. Yeah, I'm cooking. I'm in a different kitchen. This one. So what? Trolling or serious in what sense? What are you talking about? That's not a defense. What does defending mean? What do you think defending means? Defending is saying you're wrong. Your allegation is wrong. He's not that. That's what defending is. You know the difference between neutrality, and defense. Disbelief and defense. You do know the difference, Chode. You're trolling, right? Because you know better. Right now, I feel like a ball. Honestly, for a long time, I felt like this. I feel like a container full of energy just waiting to open the top. And that's true. Everything I do is like, everything I find myself doing, I just feel like the energy is just in a bottle. You know? For whatever reason, the genie's not let out of the bottle. Honestly, so as I'm sitting here having this conversation with you, I'm just like, damn, I feel like there's so much I should be, would be, could be. But for some reason, I'm sitting right this moment, right here, right now. Maybe it's where I need to be in the moment. He said, I don't know why he can't go get over that shit. I guess he really liked him. He can't get over it. You talking to me? About me? I didn't it's not no really liked it. It's Bad Boy. You know, those guys, when you finally, they're a symbol in the hip hop, man. They're a symbol. When you finally realized in '96 what it meant to be hip hop, you know? There were two names at the top. You know, there was Pac and there was Big. You know? And then when you finally came to, right? So you had Pac, you had Big, and you're like, man, you know, you're a kid and you listen to these two artists and you're like, man, I love these guys. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And then when you finally grew a little, when you get a little wiser and you realize the guys who put those two guys in position were Suge and Puff. Now you're just like, damn, bro. Like, damn, you did that? You put that together? Like, goddamn. You know? So it's just surprising. Those rappers are really corny and P. Diddy's a diddler. Yeah. You're just trying to diss somebody. Diddy dead, Pac dead, Suge in jail, Puff in jail. Let that sink in. The lesson I get out of this scenario is you learn not to envy anybody. You really do learn not to envy anybody. You learn that the fabric of your build-up like Tetris, it always has a day when it just aligns. If you're building some good shit, and one day it aligns, and it really resonates, it really jingles. If you're building some fucked up shit, one day it aligns, and boy, the jingle is fucked up. Like Puffy has been, whatever he's been doing a lot of it. And so the day it finally lined up, it just took one little push. And boy, were there a lot of people to talk. But so was Mike Tyson, right? Weren't there a lot of girls coming out saying Mike Tyson raped him? Remember? Tyson was once in that seat. Allegations, can't keep his hands to himself. I would have put a bullet in his head. I almost shot him. Y'all remember? Fuck Jaguar. Fuck Jaguar. That bitch, man, that's a bitch. That's a loudmouth, corny ass, dumb bitch. Let me be the first to say it. I don't know if I'm the first to say it, but fuck Jaguar Wright. I've never seen a loudmouth, corny ass, bitter bitch like that. I have never seen that. This is like, she's, well, let me not say I've never. I know bitches can get bitter. Woman's corn. What else is new? But, Jaguar is just one of them. A bitter bitch. She's sitting over here. She came out with a couple. I can go in on Jaguar, but let me slow down. I'll wait for the right questions. Tiger was Tiger. I don't know. I don't give a fuck, really. Yeah. Cheated. They made a scandal out of it. Funny thing is, the same person writing the paper, making the scandal, shooting the video, interviewing you about it, is probably cheating himself. Now, granted, it doesn't make it good, and you're the one who got caught. Plastered online and humiliate you. Oh, well, yeah. Listen, it is what it is. You're right. You're right. Tell them about it. A lion wouldn't cheat, a tiger would. I mean, that's the thing about the whole cheat thing. I have had more, rarely did I tell a girl that I was dating her. And if I told her that, then I really was dating her. And that means I wasn't seeing anybody else. Wasn't going to or didn't want to. But also rarely did I say that. You know. I just never wanted to be in a situation that I don't see myself being able to look away from. Most of these things are like homework, you know? You want a girl, you got a girl, homework, done, next. Kids, got kids, next. House, got house, next. Car, next. You don't want to get a girl, look for another girl, another girl. Another girl. It's like, what are you saving? It's a waste of time. So you don't want to tell somebody that you're really ready for one, and then you really seek other. I don't know, man. It's just, you know, I would believe I'm a genuine individual, but I'm selectively so. Close friend. Those hoes get everyone. Trump, Puff, Kelly, Adams, Bill Cosby. Man, it's crazy. Everybody's getting raped. I saw something on the feed today. This other dude, some dude in the media is getting raped, getting accused of rape as well. Everybody's accused of rape. I'm telling you, when you deal with these bitches, deal with them with a 10-foot pole. 10-foot pole. Guys, y'all gotta wake up, man. You can't be gawking over these girls no more. Let it get to the point where there's no rape allegation anywhere, because guys just don't. It's like you gotta sign documentation to be like, I want to fuck. You gotta have the I want to fuck document. She's not signing that, then why are we even working about nothing? No dinner, no nothing. Fuck the dates, none of that. As soon as you say, I want to get your number, you want to sign that, I want to fuck. If you don't want to fuck, then let's not even, no need for me to spend my money. Head, what are you talking about? Head. What are you saying? You're saying girls would rather give head? Is that what you're saying? Not fucking, I think. Just head. You said girls would rather give head? Well, girls would rather give head. Options. What do you say? How much money have you made today? Me? Why are you in my pockets? Get out of my pockets. Come on. Calm down. What did you say? Men should think with the right head? What's the right head? Right, left, left, right. Ricochet. Bounce off of bullshit. You know, if you notice something about me, whenever I see nonsense, I go the other way. Ricochet. Yeah. Too many rape allegations. It's getting old. I mean, it's really getting old. Let me type in Google, who's been accused of rape lately? And see what comes up. Who's been accused of rape lately? Garth Brooks, Sean Diddy, Muhammad Al-Fayed, the former owner of Harrods has been accused of multiple rapes and attempted rapes by staff at his properties in Paris. Garth Brooks, a former makeup artist and hairstylist for the country music star, filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles accusing him of raping her in a hotel in 2019. Hey, the Diddy situation is making people are like, they're like, you know what? Me too. Even 50 Cent was accused of rape, right? 50 Cent accused of rape. 50 Cent files defamation lawsuit against ex Daphne Joy. I love this dude. I love he always comes back at you. Okay? This is what Diddy should be doing. That's why it sucks. Because 50 Cent Curtis Jackson is suing his ex-girlfriend and mother of his son, Daphne Joy, for defamation following her public accusation in March that he raped her while the two were in a relationship more than a decade ago. The rapper filed the lawsuit in Texas that was prompted by Jackson's reported attempts to gain sole custody of their 11-year-old boy.